You're listening to the Halloween episode of Operation Babble. Enjoy. Ugh. Fuck it.
It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Spooky, scary thunder sounds.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. We're not even. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Can we retake?
Nope.
Turn off, restart.
Nope.
Replay.
All right. Tivis, how are you?
Oh, all right. Get fucked me. Fair enough.
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing?
Did you just say I?
We're rubbing off on him. Well, I'm rubbing off on
Ew,
him.
gross. Stop it. That's disgusting. Well, get it out before November because we know what that month means.
The end of Quibi? Oh no, he goes till December.
Oh fuck. Oh yeah, you're innocent. I always forget about this. I'll let the internet know, so I'm not gonna.
The end
explain
of the
it.
world as we know it.
No, that's when we vote. Immediately got political. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My
I have yet
bad.
to vote
I am.
still. I'm one of those people who wants
so you're
to
a
go
piece of
in.
shit.
I want to go
I'm
in.
in the same boat. I just can't find a morning.
So you're both pieces of shit. I'm a hypocrite. It's fine.
I hate that my library is taken up right now and I can't go in there and have a quiet place. So,
Ooh, shout out to another shitty film.
a quiet place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just go live by the waterfall.
Isn't that the what? Didn't they just do a sequel to that or
Yes,
are going
and
to do a sequel?
nobody remembers it because it's probably shit.
Did it come out? I didn't think it came
I
out.
don't think
don't
it dropped
know.
yet. I think
Probably
they held on to it.
It's just like it looks.
Because it was a
fucking
Bird Box was the
abysmal,
one on Netflix, right?
which is essentially a ripoff. It's
It's-
pretty close, dude.
Bird
it's-
Box is the one you can't see them. That's what it is. You don't want
Yeah,
to
the
see
Bird
them.
Box challenge.
Yeah.
I like how you
go
know
walk
the
in the
movie
highway.
from the fucking meta challenge. That's
Well, I watched Couch Hop, and those idiots walked into their wine
Oh man.
yeah.
no,
cabinet.
Don't worry, a lot of internet people did that stuff. No, man, when people told me the premise of Quiet Place, I'm just like, oh, this is awesome. There's no way you can substantiate an entire film with it. There was no writer
Yeah.
in the world that was going to be clever enough to pull it off. And then when I found out about the waterfall thing, I go, yeah, the movie's broken. Sorry.
Just stand
you
by
ha-
the
and you-
waterfall.
One, you have a kid, like,
Hmm.
who's apparently a retard. That's awesome. Like, those two plot points alone just break the entire film for me, and I didn't even see it. It's like you broke the premise before I even saw it.
There was one. It has nothing to do with fucking creature features. Even if you want to call those creature features, I guess they are.
They are.
technically. Yeah.
Well, the second one definitely looks like it because they're out in broad daylight, like in a city.
I'm guessing that's like prequel shit too, because like
That's totally what it felt
has
like.
to be.
It's what it felt like. Which, why would you do that? Like,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
not just give us another family in that world dealing with it? Or maybe, like, a different country. Like, that's always the thing I always miss. It's like, go to a different country and see how their culture works and their...
Yeah.
That's why I think 30 Days
Parasite.
a Night... Yeah. Or,
Not that
like,
it's like a creature feature, but still.
but like it's why I talk about like 30 Days a Night. Like
Yeah.
it's like even regardless of whether or not you think it's a good film,
It's
like
not in a different country though. It's Alaska. It's
but
still,
but it's like different
yeah.
terrain.
Yeah.
And they use the aspect of a real life thing where they go dark for a while.
yeah.
That's interesting. And like you could do that somewhere else. So like what if you don't have 30 days of night there? It's like how do these vampires function somewhere else? It would be really, really interesting. Like imagine like in a desert, like take them to Africa or something where there's not a lot of places to hide, a lot of open areas. It's like it would be really interesting where they would decide to go.
Yeah.
The cave.
Or
they'd
like
find caves.
Attack the Block is a great premise too. Like I don't know, like because it all takes place in this. It's like Die Hard with aliens. I love
Yeah.
it.
I really
don't
like
know.
Attack the Block. That's yeah.
Did you
And
guys?
then-
go ahead.
Go.
Well, I was gonna ask if you guys checked out Hailstrom yet.
Hellstrom.
No, is that a Marvel thing?
Yeah. It was the
It re-
last
it is, huh?
Marvel
Okay.
produced show before they morphed together.
I probably won't touch that until I finally get on the ball and watch Legion. I fucking hate myself that I have not watched Legion.
This was still done by Marvel's TV division that was connected to like Jessica Jones and shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's at least a positive percentage that it's good.
Right.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I've enjoyed it so far.
Would you say you liked it?
I did indeed like it.
Yay! He
did
said the
you-
thing.
Did they drop the whole show at once, or is it weekly?
I believe all 10 episodes are out at once.
Okay.
Well, I think aren't they doing another season, or season 2 came out or something? Because I've been seeing it promoted heavily lately.
No,
It's
they're
the
not doing
first
this-
season. It just came out October 16th.
This is supposed to be the only season, unless it does really good, like people really like it.
Yeah.
I
It was
highly
originally-
doubt Feige's gonna do a second one.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to connect to a Ghost Rider show that got canned.
God, I still
Yeah.
hate it with the Robbie Reyes from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then he
Yeah.
went off and did fucking Terminator Dark Fate. What a
Yeah.
piece of shit. God, that sucks. I really wanted that Ghost Rider show. I really did.
I did
like,
too.
God, I wanted it so bad.
Yeah, you did.
Can you clip that?
God, I wanted it so bad.
Okay, I guess we already tangented. We hadn't even gotten on the rails in the first
We
place.
kept
and-
it somewhat. Yeah.
But if you can't tell, I'm garbed up. I
Well,
figured this
most
is
of
my...
our listeners don't even watch the videos, so.
Fair enough. Yes, you fucking slags. Get on our level.
But we are dressed somewhat
Appropriately.
for
Somewhat.
Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Never
because
heard of
this
it. You mean that
comes
pagan
out
holiday?
Hello.
That's fucking...
on Halloween, I believe.
Is it?
Excuse me.
Ooh.
Damn.
Maybe you should just wait a day because it's
Yeah,
Halloween's on a
because usually
Saturday
we drop it
this
Friday, so Halloween's Saturday. So this is coming out on Halloween. Happy
Year. Yeah,
Halloween,
fuck yeah.
everyone.
Guess what? You have to wait. We are gonna get punished because a holiday decided to be on a Saturday. But
Or
if
maybe
you can't
not.
see me,
Maybe I'll just drop it
you
Friday anyway.
You obviously, yeah, whatever. If you can't visually see me, way redundant. Don't worry. I am wearing caution tape. You can hear it because I'm a walking disaster. It works on the meta. Woo!
And I have on an Undertaker shirt that no one can see because you can't see below my shoulders.
That's a shame.
I have
Everybody-
nothing on.
What are you wearing below the waist? That's the real question, Tivis.
That's
always
going to
the-
remain a mystery.
Ooh, I like a man that's mysterious.
He's got the Zoom outfit on, shirt on the top, nothing on the bottom.
Love it.
Except socks. I got socks.
What do you work for? What do you work for? ABC? I don't know. Who was the one that got fucked over? With that?
Oh, God. I can't remember.
Someone did that for real?
Somebody was like
Yeah.
caught like jerking it during a
his
fucking.
Oh, God. His last name was perfect, too. What the fuck was that?
I
if
thought you
only
were
it
about
was
to say his name was perfect. That would have been.
Oh, that would have
perfect.
also been perfect. I wanted. God, don't you wish it was Anthony Weiner? But also, I
Oh,
got
Tubin. Tubin.
Oh fucking hell, that's funny.
Nice.
I'm
Don't get
also
caught
wearing
tubing.
a hat that says "What happens at camp stays at camp." I don't know if that'll be relevant, but we'll find out.
Dun dun dun. Cha, cha,
There you
cha,
go.
cha. No.
All right, Michael, what are you doing for the non-visual lights?
For the non-visual people, I am wearing my new, because I have an old one too. But this one's a little thicker material. It's a hockey jersey with Jason's mask from Friday the 13th Part 3, I'm gonna say.
I love the fact that you do the hockey jersey because you know that shit's because of Kevin Smith. But I mean, I guess it does work both ways because he does wear a hockey mask, so it kind of works on two levels for you.
I also have a Brahma Bull hockey jersey too from The Rock, so
That's kind of cool.
which I had before I was a Kevin Smith fan, so fuck off with that. I used to wear hockey jerseys a lot before I even knew who Kevin Smith was.
Okay, I gotta ask the question:
Yeah.
did you ever play hockey?
Street hockey. I was
Really?
never played. We didn't play in
You was
the
never
like
played. Got it.
ice rinks or anything like that. I did go ice skating a lot, but we never got to go like Mighty Ducks and fucking have some
Flying
fun with
V and
Emilio
shit.
Estevez and shit like that.
Being a cake eater and making the Oreo lines and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I tell you, fun fact?
I always did do the knuckle puck though.
Yeah, boy.
That's
Only
harder
if I,
than
o-
it's- that's harder
only
than
if
it
they
looks, too.
Only if they consented. I did play hockey for 2 years. I was shit. I was you remember Luis? It's kind of coincidental that I'm Hispanic. Do you remember Luis Mendoza from D2? What his problem was?
He couldn't skate, right?
No, he couldn't stop. He
Oh,
was
yeah,
the
he couldn't stop.
fastest.
That's right. Yeah.
The fastest skater on the team.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to stop. 100. That was me. I could go really fast. I was really good with puck handling. I just could not stop. So I would accidentally just run into kids to try and slow myself down, or
That
or
was
I just
D2, right?
yeah.
Sorry. That
Yeah,
was
the Olympics-
I think that
the
was the
Olympic
best one out of the 3.
I think the first one's the best one. I think the second one's the most fun, and the third
Okay.
one's trash.
It has the Ninja Turtle thing going for it then. Best
I would
film,
yeah.
best rewatchability, and then
Because
whatever.
the second one's literally just the same movie, which, I mean, it's kind of hard not to do that with a sports film. Cause
and then they just toss in new characters.
new
so.
characters and make the scope broader. Instead of like this, it's this town competition thing. It's the fucking Olympics. So there's not as much backstory, so they have to create all of this backstory and all this stuff. So it's a lot of fun. It kind of feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like the Blues Brothers of hockey.
Yeah.
It's like trying to get the gang, because literally the first like 10 minutes is like trying to get the gang back together. While then you're introducing a couple of new people because you need them. But it's a lot of fun. I think, yeah, I'd probably pick the second one over the first one to watch. But man, I love the first one. It's so solid. I love it. And I'm not going to say that word. I'm not going to say that word, Michael. That T word.
Tight.
Yeah, okay, another tangent. Sorry, my bad. That was my fault. I even forgot what I was talking about, but that's fine. Hockey jersey. Yeah,
Hockey
looks
jerseys.
cool. And your hat, I'm assuming, means something.
It's my Child's Play one, yeah.
We've seen it a while.
Yeah.
If you watch the visual stuff, he wears it a lot. Big fan of that Chucky guy.
Well, I did get this
he's-
awesome like Child's Play thing
Those
here.
syringes? Oh, it's a
They're,
shot glass.
they're pens.
Oh, that's fun. Syringe pens? That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I just picked these up yesterday, and then this is a
Yeah, those are
nunchuck pen.
That's awesome.
Okay, that's fun.
Right.
I like shit like that. I like novelty stuff.
Yeah.
I'm such a fucking consumer.
But I got this awesome glass thing of Chucky from The Bride of Chucky.
I'm pretty sure it's Brian Chucky. Yeah.
And it could be the Seed of Chucky too, because he kind of looked the same in that one. But yeah, so
Yeah, you're welcome.
that was from a nice co-host,
Yeah,
Mr.
boy.
Badman.
I am the baddest of the men.
But anyways, Tivis, please segue us into your film, since we're talking about
Okay,
hockey
well, no,
jerseys.
but okay, you just said the film. Like, we got to set
His
the
film.
premise here. We all
hold
know.
on. I got a few things I want to talk to
Okay.
you guys about. I'll keep it real light because we do have some stuff we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This weekend I did watch if you guys didn't listen last year, we each, picked the film, but
Did you say last year or did you mean last week?
last year. You guys did this last Halloween.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I did watch another film that had nothing to do with what we're going to talk about later this weekend, and that is Borat 2.
Oh, fuck me. I'm trying not to watch it because I actually kind of enjoyed the first one in a weird way.
I have
See,
no
I
idea.
never
It's
had
not
any
my cup of
interest.
See, it's not my cup of tea, like, at all, but I was really into Jackass at the time. So I was like, oh, this kind of feels like Jackass. I want to watch that.
A little bit. That's the thought my wife had as well.
It's definitely more like a bad grandpa. Like, it has this narrative built into it.
I was
But
gonna
I'm
say,
like,
don't compare that shit to Jackass.
But the
Jackass is awesome. Fuck
the
all
problem,
you.
hey,
I'm
chill
done
out.
with this podcast. Nope.
Chill out, slut.
Nope.
I was saying that I went into the film because of that. Oh no, the ghosts.
Bless you.
I'm being exercised.
what is it? The Dictator is the one that sold me on this because I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, you did talk about that. The Anna Faris.
And that's Sasha
Baron Cohen,
yeah.
who's
Yeah.
married to Isla Fisher, one of the hottest redheads on this planet.
I was just going through some DVDs last night because I had a stack of DVDs right here in this pile of that I needed to file into my
You messy boy.
Excel spreadsheet of all my movies in
You fucking
alphabetical
would, too.
order and media format and genre and rating and time.
It is kind of smart that you do that because I've
Yeah.
literally bought DVDs.
Twice?
We literally just bought Casper on Blu-ray yesterday because we realized
Ooh.
we didn't have it.
First one.
Yes,
God, I
the
don't
good
have it
one.
either.
The good one.
I have all of them. So
See, my thing was, to be fair, I thought Casper Meets Wendy was all right. It's really childish, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't seek it out because it's overtly childish. It's not as good as the first one, obviously.
Spirit of
But,
the Beginning was good. That came before Casper Meets Wendy. That had oh shit, what's his name? Mahoney from Police Academy.
Isaac?
No, Mahoney from Police Academy.
Isaac Mahoney?
Fucking hell, what is that actor's name?
Uh,
I just knew. Oh, Steve Guttenberg. That's what it is.
Not even close to Mahoney, by the way.
No, his character's name
Oh,
is
okay.
Mahoney in Police
Okay.
Academy.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Come on, this is pop culture podcast. You're
Sorry.
supposed to just figure
Sorry.
their names out by their characters.
Sorry. I went to the meta to my
Yeah,
friend.
but yeah, I thought Spirit of the Beginning was the best of the sequels from the first one.
Which I don't feel that movie ever needed a sequel.
No,
It was so good.
No, actually, technically, a Spirit of the Beginning, I
it's a
feel
prequel.
is like a prequel. Yeah. I think Casper Meets Wendy would be a prequel too. I believe.
Yeah, both of those are set before.
Yeah. So, which doesn't make no fucking sense.
No, it
because
doesn't.
they're like in this other house and they're haunting this. I'm like, y'all have a giant ass mansion that we've already established you've been in since you died. Like,
Exactly.
what's going on?
And also, you're breaking all kind of ghosty rules. Anyway,
Yeah.
Tivis, go ahead.
Anyways.
Sorry, we stole your track there.
No, that's fine.
Don't watch Borat, people. Don't do
Yeah.
that to yourselves.
I
Don't-
like the first one's watchable.
No. Oh,
I guess
anyway.
that's
Oh,
not a
I was
good-
trying to
that's not
say
a
is
clever
I went
word.
through a stack of DVDs that were my
Yeah.
brother's.
Oh.
And I was putting them in my system, and he had Bruno in there, so now I own Bruno. So now
I've
I
heard
might end
Bruno's
up watching
a
that.
gigantic piece of shit.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard.
No interest.
But he also had The Craft and Pet Cemetery and all that shit. So I was
Ooh.
like, "Ooh, nice." I didn't even realize I didn't own the original Craft. I was like
Really?
going through my sheet. I was like, "I have this, don't I?" And
I
yeah,
love
no,
macaroni and cheese.
spelt differently. It's
Thank
with
you.
a C. Cracker.
Dun dun.
Oh, I can say that. No.
You got the cracker pass?
Oh no, you're a saltine.
Look at
That's
Tivis.
right.
He's literally like pulling at his collar. He's like, "Oh no, I'm sweating. Oh god."
No,
stop."
I had a itch.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Exactly.
That's what,
Right,
that's what
Rodney
we call our
Dangerfield
little
it?
kids.
Yep.
Call whenever.
So what'd you think of Borat
anyways.
2?
Yeah.
I cringed a bit more than my wife did. Mostly
Did
because
your
we were
wife
watching with
like
my
it?
mother. Yeah, she enjoyed it.
Oh wow, really? So we know who the deviant is in the relationship here.
I get uncomfortable watching that kind of stuff with my in-laws, and
Oh, I definitely would have never watched that with my. We watched Quigley Down Under the other day, with Hannah's mom, dad, uncle, and grandfather who loves westerns, and there's a bunch of Aborigines who are walking around National Geographic style with their
Tatas?
chesticles, tatas, chesticles hanging all over the place. You'd think that'd feel awkward, which for me it did for a second, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care because this movie's actually like good. If you've never seen Quigley Down Under, what
Also,
a fucking
isn't it like documentary?
no, fuck no, it's a
Style?
fucking no, it's Tom Selleck. It's one of the greatest westerns ever made. Has Alan Rickman in it as a badman.
Okay. You were saying like National Geographic. I just assumed.
Well, I was
you were
talking
watching,
about
like something.
No,
on,
they're
like...
Aborigines, so they're obviously like shot really well. Like
Gotcha.
like,
Yeah,
face makeup and naked. Essentially,
Yeah.
they're native tribal people, and it's like I just love when you don't hold back and you actually do stuff correct to the world that you're fucking making because
Right.
it helps you be immersed. And but when you do that, I mean, it's a bunch of people staring at naked boobies.
Yeah.
Could be weird, but no. When you handle it in a
Look.
mature way,
Look,
you'd like to think your audience would handle it in a mature way.
I watched That's My Boy with my in-laws
Oh.
without my wife around.
That is a shame. That is a shame.
And
Man,
if anyone has seen That's My Boy, that is not a movie
That's
to
the
watch
Adam
with.
Sandler. What's his face? Andy Samberg.
Yeah, where Adam Sandler has sex with his teacher when he's in like elementary school, and Andy Samberg is his son from that said teacher.
See, I kept getting it confused with that James Franco one where like it's like James Franco and Bryan Cranston and like the daughter
Oh yeah,
like marries this
good
dude.
one.
I don't know what that one is.
Did you know Tivis? Bernie Burns actually shot stuff at the party scene.
Really?
And he just got cut from it. You might be able to see him at the party
I have to
if
look
you pay
for him.
attention. Yeah, no, he had a big old long story about how he shot and got to meet Bryan Cranston and like do all this other stuff. Apparently, Elon Musk was there too, because they wanted just a bunch of like,
Really big name.
yeah, like just from all kinds of mediums.
Mhm.
And so Bernie shot for like 2 days, I think he said, or it was like a day thing, and he pretty much just got cut from it though.
Oh, that stinks.
But it's cool you got to go out there though. That was neat. Anyways. Okay, so the premise you were bringing up, so Borat 2, watchable?
Yeah, I mean,
Meh.
it's all
Sounds
right.
kind of Boratting.
I know what you were going for, and I don't like it.
Crickets.
I don't approve. Please cricket yourself. You deserve it.
I know a buddy of mine at work said that he didn't think it was as good as the first one. I didn't see the first one, so just passing that along.
Very rarely do you have situations where the second one is better than the first. And even then, I'd argue those are usually subjective points. But because usually the second time, like my best examples are Aliens could potentially be better than Alien, potentially.
No,
Terminator 2, in my opinion, is much better than the first Terminator. And then Spider-Man 2, the Raimi ones, is better than the first Spider-Man.
not Empire?
Also, yeah, I'd maybe give you Empire. Yeah, because it is considered one of the greatest sequels ever made.
I mean, I guess it's not really a standalone like the first one because they do leave off on that cliffhanger. But I really love Empire.
I enjoy Two Towers a lot. Sorry, everyone, Lord of the Rings, I know. I really like Two Towers, but with the rewatch, man, Fellowship is just so solid. I love it. It really it reminds me of New Hope. Like, you forget how encompassed and like how well those movies can stand on their own. Like, I would even say if we didn't get the other two, I'd be sad as hell. But Fellowship of the Ring is so just satisfying that I would be fine inferring what happened afterwards if I had read the books, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think Fellowship of the Ring could be like one of the best advertisements for the book series ever. It's like, I have to know what happens now. Like,
So,
anyway,
I will say for Borat, because we want to get going.
we got to
Jesus
try. I'm
Christ.
trying, man. I'm trying.
With Borat, like, I won't watch it. I don't hate the dude. I don't care. I'm not gonna.
Oh, you're
comment
racist
on it.
is what you're
it's
saying.
just
Got
it just doesn't look like my kind of shit. But
Ew.
Understandable.
I also have seen people on the twats, the Twitters.
The
with that-
Twitters.
I call them twats.
Fair.
They're like, oh, I'm gonna totally watch this movie a bunch of times because of what was it, Giuliani or somebody came out against the movie or some shit. I don't
Rudy
know.
Giuliani, really?
Somebody said something about how like the shit was staged or something. I'm like, it's a movie.
It's pseudo staged.
It's like it's a fucking movie. Okay.
I think one of the most fun I've had since watching it is trying to figure out which parts of it were, people who were in on the joke and who wasn't. Because
It's
there's
really
some that
hard.
I'm like, I really hope they were, because it makes me feel sad if they're not.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think that's the point of these movies. Like, you kind of forget these fucking people exist. People are this stupid and like lacking self-awareness or like not intelligent in any way.
Here's
it
the
happens.
thing. When especially like people will always say stuff about like reality TV or like how can these people get away with doing shit like this? Don't they watch TV? Like, don't they know this? Impractical Jokers has literally, I'm sorry to go back to them, but they have literally proven that it's not the case. They've had fans talk to them, interacting with them, and falling for their jokes, not realizing it was them. There was literally a guy who was like, "Oh yeah, you guys remind me of the guys from Impractical Jokers," and the guys are like, "Oh yeah, what's that? I've never heard of that." And like he starts explaining the show to them. And it's just so fun. And they're like, and you guys wonder why we can get away with this for 7 fucking seasons.
Yeah. No, it's totally true, man. I always tell fucking Tivis sent me a movie reviewer video the other day, and I go like,
Oh yeah.
like, you think this guy's bad? Like, Tivis, there are people who are so dumb. One of my favorite things I've ever seen, there was a guy who made like an hour-long fucking review of Lord of the Rings and saying how shit it was. One of his points was in Return of the King, fucking spoilers for Michael because he's a piece of shit. There's a point where Gimli is talking to Gandalf and he's like, "Oh, it's fine. Let him stay there and rot. What do we care?" You know? It's like, who do you think he's talking about in Mordor? Probably talking about Sauron. You know, just let him rot over there. No, this guy was convinced that Gimli was fine with letting Sam and Frodo die.
Okay. Or speaking of things rotting, this podcast is rotting away.
That was his point. There are people who are that dense. There are people that are that dense, my guy. It's heartbreaking to watch somebody be so dumb.
Yeah.
Titanically stupid, if you will.
I'm just gonna force move us along.
Force
us.
What
Tim Burton's doing a new Adam.
I was gonna say
Adam
are you
Sandler.
ready?
Yeah, Tim Burton's redoing Adam Sandler.
There we go.
Hot.
That would be interesting.
Adam's Family reboot.
Yeah. A TV show, right? It's a TV show.
Okay, I may be okay with that. 'cause
Is
he might just, like,
I have
produce
no
it.
idea.
It's supposed to, from what I had seen, it's Adam's Family TV show reboot for some streaming service. I'm not sure which.
If it's a TV service or a TV show, I don't imagine Tim Burton could be fucking arsed to stick around for the entire series or whatever.
He'll end up being showrunner most likely.
It's kind of what I'm hoping for. They're pretty much just signing him on so they can steal his aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then hopefully like good directors and writers show up.
Which, I mean, he literally stole the Addams Family aesthetic, so it doesn't really.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
And the next thing I'm gonna lump together, MODOK TV series and Moon Knight cast Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah. Oscar
Because
Isaac is confirmed
here's
as of
the
right
thing:
now.
is the chick who was confirmed as She-Hulk,
She-Hulk
came out and said she's not She-Hulk. Like, she doesn't know where that rumor came from.
You want to know the casting that I think should be? It should be Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Mm-hmm.
The mean Mexican lady, Rosa. That's her name. I think she'd be awesome. Kind of looks like the character, just Hispanic. She's played a wide range of characters. She can play really mean and menacing, but also like ditzy and fun. She'd be awesome. And fucking Moon Knight, dude. I'm sorry. I know it's cliche to say this right now. It should be Keanu Reeves. I would love Keanu Reeves as Moon Knight, but I think Oscar Isaac's is solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Also,
grab.
they're trying the one guy who played Silver Surfer wants to come back and reprise Silver Surfer
in the MCU.
In the MCU, yeah.
That'd be dope.
The voice
he
or
wasn't-
the actor?
Fuck it. Either way.
Both? I don't know.
I mean, it's just CGI.
Yeah.
Just I don't care if he's 500 pounds. Just put him in a suit and slim his ass
Well,
up.
because the guy who
played the Silver
the
Surfer,
guy who played him didn't voice him. They had a voiceover.
right? But wasn't that the same
Oh,
guy who also
interesting.
played Dr. Manhattan in the movie?
Might have been. I know he was Darth Maul.
Ray Park.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because
wait,
there was
wait.
an interview with him that I listened to.
Wait, like the animated Darth Maul? Because I think that's like Sam
No,
Witwer
no,
or
the
some
live
shit.
action.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's Ray Park. Interesting. A lot of interesting stuff.
Yes.
So we're already like
Interesting.
down this huge rabbit hole. The whole point of the podcast this week was what, Michael? Because Tivis started to allude to it, and then we got off track as
It's
per
all
usual.
about everything. No, we are here to celebrate Halloween. 30 minutes into the fucking show.
Spooky. It's the preamble, baby. It's what
So,
people are here for.
As Tivis was alluding to earlier, last
2
year,
weeks.
me and John picked. We each picked a movie. I picked Tusk, and he picked a horrible movie called Darkness Falls. And we discussed those. So this year, I thought it would be cool with Tivis along
I'm
too
furrowing my brow right now.
to dive into each movie that me, John, and Tivis each picked. And then we're gonna start off with Tivis's pick, and then go into mine, and then we'll end with John's because that's kind of the order that it seemed that we should do it in.
Because we essentially like I kind of broke the rules because I did give I hate to I'm gonna
Yeah.
kind of spoiler for the movies that we're gonna kind of talk about.
Go ahead. I was gonna say them, so it don't matter.
Okay. So we broke.
Yep.
I broke out Darkness Falls, which is the one that Michael says is shitty, which I don't necessarily disagree, but he has a hatred for it a lot more than he should. Tusk is worse. He.
Go
I had
Tusk
him
yourself.
watch that. I had him watch that last year, but I figured since Tivis is essentially our third host now, or second host, I'm just a special guest. Emphasis on the special. I figured Tivis should have the history of this film because I've watched it a billion times. I made Michael watch it, so I figured Tivis should have some context. So he got that one on top of we were just trying to pick a film. Like each of us were gonna have a film, and it kind of turned into everybody gave each other two for some reason.
What?
I only gave you both one.
We only,
It was
I
weird.
only gave you
No,
one.
it was weird. It was well. Also, there were like 3 other ones you told me I should watch, but I just like didn't.
Who?
I got what else did I see? I got to
We have The Thing, which was your pick.
Yep. So
The
Darkness Falls his way.
then there was Friday the 13th, which is Tivis's
original.
pick, the original, and then mine was The Return of the Living Dead from 1985.
Oh no, I'm lying to myself. I started Bly Manor. I was trying to finish that. That's
Yeah, we
what
didn't
I
pick
did.
that.
No, that's what I did to my. No, I fucking did that to myself. Never mind.
Any good?
The first episode is really fucking boring, like super boring. It deals with a lot of the issues that I see in a lot of TV these days, and which is really fun considering we picked some older films. Darkness Falls isn't nearly as old as The Thing or Return of the Living Dead.
No, it's from 2000 something.
Yeah, it's like 2001 or some shit like that.
Yeah,
But
which doesn't help his case.
no, it doesn't. But Bly Manor really like it's very prodding. Like it's trying. You can almost feel. You can almost see the chessboard metaphorically being placed in front of you and the pieces slowly being put. So like a lot of the characters feel really stereotypical. They have these big long exposition dumps that are fine. Like luckily the acting is pretty solid except for the 2 kids. They are so generic and lame. It's like Little Sheldon and Creepy Girl, and I don't like it. And then you have like little things that I always hate is the world doesn't feel lived in because everything looks so clean. Like one of my standout examples is Rahul Kahili plays, I believe his name is Owen. He's a cook or like the manor guy who like takes care of the place. There's a cooking scene where he's like presenting dinner to everybody, and his apron and his clothes are completely clean. There's like no sweat. There's like no grease. There's no grease spots on his apron. It looks like they just took it out of the case, steamed it, and put it on him. And I hate shit like that. It like when people don't look like they're actually doing anything, it feels way too fake to me. You might as well have just done it on a stage somewhere. You know what I mean? Which, if you do that, you need to be careful of the type of tone you're trying to set. Because, like, I talked about this with Michael. I've literally said when I went back and watched Clue, because of Knives Out, I went back and watched Clue, and that feels like a stage show. So I'm kind of, and it's a comedy essentially, like at its core.
Oh, really?
So I'm kind of fine with it getting away with little things, just because it's not kind of like Airplane. Like weird stuff happen, but I just make the argument like people get bloodied or they sweat or their clothes get disheveled, and it's just little minor things that you just notice because you're like, fuck, if I had to cook a meal for 5 people, there's going to be stains on my shit. I'm probably going to be a little disheveled and have flour or grease or something on my hands and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just little subtle things. It's not terrible. I've only done 1 episode, but I was so bored that I'm just kind of like, I'm going to power through the show and hopefully it gets good. But on my initial response, I just go, man, if you were looking to be like watching a scary show, fucking don't get your hopes up. Watch scary movies and then watch this at your leisure.
So it's not so much supernatural type shit, like.
Well, I think.
I mean, it's a little.
They're trying to
element.
paint themselves. They're trying to paint themselves as supernatural, and I don't know how far that goes.
Okay.
If that makes sense, because
Yeah.
they are setting up mental illness stuff too.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like we might get a different show
Something.
than what you expect. So
Right.
I'm interested because I've heard extremely good things and then pretty much meh. But I've not heard bad things, so I'm gonna finish it out. It's fine.
Speaking of a meh or bad things,
Oh,
the thing. No.
how dare you?
Who would like to go first? Oh wait, I already said. Tivis. Tivis, we are going to start with you, and before
Alright.
you say anything, all I have to do is say, Tom Savini is fucking makeup god, and I love him.
I agree.
And with
We
that
met
said,
him.
now
That's
we
cool.
can discuss the movie that he did.
What
Well,
movie did you
makeup.
pick, Tivis?
I went with Friday the 13th because it's the 40th anniversary, and that's really the only reason. Also, I thought I've seen it before. Turns out I haven't. I was confusing it with the sequel.
Really?
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
the only spoilers for this movie, of course, but it's the only Friday the 13th film where Jason is not killing anybody.
Yep.
Jason
Attempted-
doesn't show up.
And you
Well,
only see a
except-
machete for 1 second, and it kills a snake. That's it.
No, you see it a couple more times.
It's really only prominent when they kill the snake, and he's like holding it. And
That was
It cut
probably
off
the
her
scariest
head.
scene for me.
cut off her head.
Yeah,
At the end?
at the end.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, sorry, my bad.
I was gonna say the machete plays a big part. That's why Jason ends up using a machete all the time, because he witnesses in the second one you'll see he witnesses his mother get his head cut off with the machete.
With Danny Trejo.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Before we go into this, understand that I don't normally watch these types of movies that often. I'm more Haunted Mansion, Tower of Terror type Halloween movies, Scooby-Doo.
Disney, we get you.
Yeah.
You support the devil.
But I do enjoy these 80s slashers. My mom's favorite was Nightmare on Elm Street, so obviously I
Yeah.
have an affinity for that one above the others.
hmm
But I don't mind any of the others. And I figured, why not? We'll go with this one because anniversary. I wish I had gone with something else.
I was actually happy I got to watch this one. I forgot how much, because Hannah and I watched it last year too, randomly, but I don't remember like paying like a ton of attention because I think I came in like halfway through
Yeah.
and things like that. So I didn't have like setups and
The f-
payoffs like
The
normal.
first one tends to be the one that everyone forgets and or just doesn't
That's
never
'cause
watches.
doesn't it fucking have Jason in it,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is kind of like it's,
Briefly.
That was the part I was just wanted to be like, it's so weird how the franchise
Adapted.
went in the direction that it did.
Holy shit! So I didn't know this stuff because I did some notes while I was watching the movie.
I did too, but mine are gone.
I did for the Return of the Living Dead, and it's all chicken scratch.
But I looked up some stuff, and with this film, they did 8 Friday the 13th movies from the first one till the 8th one in 9 years.
Oh wow,
8 movies in 9 years for this franchise.
that's crazy.
I was like, holy shit! And that's like up to the last one before Friday, before Jason Goes to Hell, which was in like 93, I believe it was. So 8 movies in 9 years. That's better than the fucking MCU. Like,
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. Did I
Yeah.
miss it, or did they state why it's called Friday the 13th in the movie?
It's when
It's
Jason
his birthday.
was born.
Did they actually say that? Because the only line I heard was today was his birthday, but they didn't say what day it was.
They title card it.
yeah. That's something 80s movies did. Oh, that's another thing. This is an 80s podcast, guys.
Right.
But no, that's something they used to do a lot was title cards. You'll see it a lot in the next movie we talk about as well. But
well, it just says the date. Like it's
yeah.
Yeah, once they do that, I like that. I don't like shit that's overt. It forces you to pay attention. Like that's kind of the point. You're supposed
Yeah.
to be invested and engaged. If you can't be engaged enough to figure out, especially like when they do they did the line, like that's always the joke. Like in Independence Day, it's like, he
Right.
said the thing.
Right.
It's nice and it's kind of fun, but it's like, when you kind of figure out why things are titled the way they are, it's really nice because I'd like to think people put a little bit of effort into titling their stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just confused over because I'm like, how did we get what?
Yeah. Well, because even at the beginning of the movie, it's the 13th in 1958. So, and then they jump to the 80s.
Yep.
And I did some math, and apparently, to this date in 2020, Jason would be 74 years old.
Hey,
No wonder he's so slow.
but he's buff. Hit the
But-
gym.
But I would have to say that's 74 from his original birthday, not from the time he was resurrected and then put in someone else's body and then re-resurrected
And then sent to space.
and sent to space.
Nanites.
Can I say to start the film out?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I wish people would pay more attention to. This is how you subvert expectations correctly. None of this like Ryan Johnson shit.
What you mean?
You're introduced to the character Annie after the setup of the lake at the beginning and
The character
camp and
no one else knows about.
Yeah. Well, they only know that Annie's supposed to show up at some point,
Yeah.
and that's it. And you go with her. She shows up, has this moment with a dog. She's like hitchhiking all over the place. You're getting a little bit of backstory about her, and then all of a sudden, she gets hitchhiked onto a Jeep, and you're like, oh, okay, she's about to show up and meet up all the other people, and the Jeep goes by the camp, and she's like, the fuck? Could you not? And
Well, hold on. Before that,
Yeah.
she met the old man who became the evil
Ralph.
curse.
Ralph, oh my god, the worst actor in the film.
Ralph
He's a
also
cartoon.
Ralph also is in part 2.
Oh, awesome.
And he also narrates the 7th one, the intro to the 7th movie
Oh,
Oh, Willie
in the
Adams?
franchise.
That's cute.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
doomed.
Or Walt Gorney, sorry. Willie Adams was
You're,
buried.
Yeah.
you're so doomed.
Oh, he's
but-
Australian.
But the reason why they follow Annie is because they're setting her up to be the protagonist. It's essentially what you're assuming, especially horror film. You're like, oh yeah, female protagonist kind of makes sense.
Well, that wasn't like the cliche at that time either. This was
Either,
1980.
yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. Is this the one that started that?
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. And so you assume we're gonna follow her, and we're gonna meet up with the campers, and we're gonna watch them all get together, and then all of a sudden, then shit hits the fan.
Right.
All of a sudden, no, she's just fucking spoilers. She's fucking dead.
Yeah.
She gets fucking murked in the woods, and you're like, all right.
Which it's also like she didn't even make it to the camp. Why are you killing
Nope.
this innocent person for no fucking reason? You ass.
Well, it's because I guess she knows that she's going. What? How would she know? Anyway. Well, no, because she says she wants to go to the lake, and
Yeah.
we're under the impression, obviously,
Yeah.
that's the mom driving the Jeep.
Yeah.
So I
Which
guess
they
just unlucky.
also make it a little interesting because not only does Mrs. Voorhees drive a Jeep, but the owner of the camp drives the same
Yes.
colored fucking Jeep.
That fucked me up real good too. I was like, wait, what?
So they get you there too. So that's I think there's another person in the film too that has the Jeep, or like you see another Jeep somewhere else too in the film. I forget.
I'm not sure. I think it's just those two. But
Okay.
They unsuccessfully try to throw kind of the spotlight on Crazy Ralph.
oh, that's so
Yeah.
funny.
Well, that's where you get the whole, stereotype of the crazy warning guy,
Yes.
and that no one
He's
fucking
just
listens
standing
to.
in their pantry.
He's like a retarded version of the Candyman
Yeah.
in Final Destination when he shows up.
Yeah.
But that's how you subvert expectations. Because now you're like, oh shit, everybody's on the chopping block at this
Right.
point. Like almost in a literal sense. And I think it's really impressive to see it done so early. And somehow we've gotten worse at it the longer we've gone. Because I would say the next great example ever in a franchise that did that was with Drew Barrymore in Scream. Like, that was the other time. Like,
Yes.
you had the
Yes.
star power
Yeah.
name, you have her set up, and then they kill her off. And it became... She's kind of where they started making fun of the trope.
No, dude, no.
What?
I think they did that. I think Wes Craven purposely did that because what is her question that she misses in Scream? Who was the killer in Friday the 13th? And she says Jason, and no, it's Mrs. Voorhees.
That's
Boom.
fucking awesome.
I never thought about that.
I kind of
Holy
want to watch.
shit.
I kind of want to watch Scream now. I'm not gonna lie. That's fucking awesome. No, but seriously, it's like, talent sees talent and tries to mirror it, or like, really, really do an homage. And again, like I said, I think that's something that this, especially if somebody's a fan of Jason, to go back and rewatch the first one and just see where it started, I think could be really beneficial to somebody.
Yeah.
Well, the director Cunningham worked with Wes Craven on Last House on the Left.
That would make sense. But like, yeah, I just loved how it opened. I thought it was really cool. I still like to make the joke whenever she walked into the camps and we were in the first person in the POV. You start hearing the ch. And I love the idea that she's just doing that, and people are like, "What are you doing?" It's like, nothing. Shut up. It's like she's actually doing it. It's just everybody happens to be asleep, or it's like too loud, so they can't hear her doing it. Kind of like
Did
the
that
idea of somebody
seriously
whistling.
become a sound in, or is that just a joke? Because I took it as background noise.
Well, it is background.
No,
it's
it
meta.
is, but they
It's like-
turned it into his like iconic sound throughout the franchise.
You
Well,
know,
I'm just wondering,
It's
at
like his
some-
theme song almost. Like in Halloween, you hear the Michael Myers theme. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's essentially that.
And
It's
Freddy's song and everything. So.
or Jaws' like
Yeah.
that. It's
I'm
not
just-
necessarily music. It's a sound.
I need to go back and watch Jason X again because I feel like they could have turned that into like an actual sound that is made in that movie. And
And can I say, I would hate the fact if you do that because I hate when shit like that happens. It happened in Solo when they used the March of the Empire on an advertisement for joining the Empire. Oh, fucking pissed me off. I was like, you turned John Williams into in-canon world music. It fucking annoyed the shit out of me, dude.
So
It'd be
So-
like going underwater and hearing the shark go. Duh, duh. It's like, come on now. You turned it into a joke. It's not funny anymore.
I'm curious though, with a 21st century mindset going at the movie, what did you guys think of the killer being POV the entire time until, of course, the
To the-
reveal?
to
at
the
the end?
reveal.
I enjoyed it. I just wish they would have put more clues. because it's
Okay.
like out of left field.
How about this? What did you freaking think about them doing more than 50% of the kills off screen?
I hate that.
Dude.
I liked the first one with the stupid guy. I can't remember his name. The guy who was always making jokes, cracking wise.
Oh yeah.
When they're making out and he's on top of the bed, I like the idea of trying to figure out what happened to him, and then
Right.
that being a reveal, I thought was
Right.
really cool. But I was like, oh, you kind of ruined it with the other ones. Like, I liked the fact that it's like, oh shit, she's here and it's starting now. That was the reveal, and now I expect to see everyone die on screen. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Did you notice
Okay.
that they were down to like 2 or 3 people halfway through the film, and
Oh,
no
yeah.
one hadn't discovered a body yet?
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's so many fucking places to be. It's why it felt kind of realistic until you have like these moments where. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was honestly thinking, I'm like, what are we gonna do with the last like 20 minutes of this movie? Are we gonna get an entire new like team of kids?
Well, I always just assume like other people could come and try and help, or some person kind of figures out what's going on, and now it's a standoff. Like, I have no problem with that. It's kind of like Alien, you know. You have Ripley; she's like the last one for a pretty good chunk of time,
Yeah, that's true.
and because at this
So-
point now, the like last 2 people know what they're up against, so they're making good decisions. Like, I like the fact that people are not fucking stupid in this, because like.
I got
Well, let me
All right, go ahead.
let me finish, because I'm talking about like when the blonde chick, can't remember her name for the life of me because I kind of don't care. The artist, that's the one that is working with Steve or whatever, was going to leave in a week.
The hero
She-
chick.
Essentially, yeah. I don't even know if there is a hero character in this because you barely spend a lot of time with them. But
They don't make the kids. They don't make them look that bad as like, you know,
awful
in-
people.
Next in the other movies, you know, some of them are really assholes and
You
shit
kind of
like that.
want them to die, and I like the
Yeah.
fact that like this, you're not potentially rooting for them to
Right,
get
right.
murdered. Yeah.
unlike one we're gonna talk about later.
Yeah, but like when she gets into the cabin and she's like being smart and like blocking off the doors and stuff, I just laugh because I'm like, man, you're putting a lot of attention to detail into the door when you have 2 fucking windows right next to you.
Yeah.
She didn't even check the building. She's Scooby Dooing the damn door.
Exactly. And all I could think was like, turn off the lantern and fucking go hide somewhere. Like,
She really didn't need to barricade the door either, because putting the rope on the door handle to keep it from
Yeah, you were
opening
good.
out, because the door opens out, putting that shit right in front of there doesn't stop anything.
I was like, you were good, man. And anyway, I was like, you have a lantern and you didn't even like close the blinds. It's like they can fucking see you. You're out in the middle.
Right.
Because then you have that shot where they do this wide angle so you see all the lights on over the lake. And then Mrs. Voorhees goes to the power box and turns
Yeah.
it off, and then all the lights go out. It's like, you are showing me how fucking bright lights are out here, because it's like you're out in a
Yeah.
camp in the middle of the lake. You show a flashlight out, because like we all know you get so much city bleed, especially living in Florida. Like, you can never see the stars because there's so much light bleed from cities.
Yeah.
You go out to the fucking woods where there's nothing, you are literally in pitch
Yeah.
black, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why stars are so bright at night when you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And it's like, turn off
And
the lantern. They can see that from the moon.
And they
Like,
really show it too, because when there's no lights, it is dark as
As
fuck.
shit.
I was like, damn.
and it's just like,
And I grew up on the campground too, so I know it gets that dark. It gets really
better hope
bad.
like
there's a
you
moon
can't
out.
see. Yeah, you can't see out in front of your fucking face. Like, I've been camping. I was in Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
I lived in Iowa, so it was just like, man, they take you a couple miles out of town.
The
where
campground
there's
I grew up on
nothing.
literally had a lake called Crystal Lake on the top of the
Oh,
mountain.
fuck that. Fuck all of that.
It was always fun to hear the stories of my mom, because when she was a kid, of course, these movies came out.
Yeah.
Crystal Lake, and the boys would like to go and fuck with them. So,
And since you-
not like fuck them, like fuck with them.
Chill out.
Just some
Fucking
people.
calm down.
My mom didn't tell me that much detail. Come on.
And Tivis, since you brought up Ralph, I just want to get it out of the way. One,
Yeah.
he's fucking overacting and kind of shit.
He
and
doesn't
kinda
do a lot
loved
of
it because of
acting.
that.
but I didn't have a problem until the scene where he's just hiding in the fucking cupboard. He's just in the cupboard. It's like, of all the places you could be. And then when he leaves, he's just like, "You're doomed. You're all doomed. You should leave." And then he goes out the door. But my favorite thing is he gets on a bicycle and slowly starts to scoot away, right? And you think, okay, he starts to go biking away, and he's like, "You're doomed. Leave." Just say it one last time. And then cut away, back to her reaction, and then it's over, right? No, they fucking cut back to him and like fill up another 10 seconds of him just biking away until you can't see him past the trees.
He's not even saying it loud enough for them to hear at this point.
That was the joke, dude. I was like sitting there like, who are you talking? He was like, "You're doomed." I'm like, she's 50 feet away, bro. She can't hear you. Also, I was waiting for one more because he started biking and he looks back once. I go, "You better look back a third time, you fucker. Do it. Do it." I wanted to hear like a Darth Vader, like, "You're doomed." And nope, didn't get it. And it was so fucking corny and lame. I really wish they would have taken the slicing tool to this just a little bit more. This is a little padded.
It would have been really interesting dynamic throughout the franchise to find out later down the road that Ralph was Jason's dad, and that's why he was trying to get them to go away.
I'm not gonna lie, kind of thought that's what they would want to go for.
Right?
It seems
It's like
surprising that
he's trying to make sure that they're not going to get killed because he knows his wife or ex is fucking crazy. And yeah, that would be a great. Ooh,
that actually would have been great.
That.
That actually would have been great.
Reboot, just saying.
God damn it, Michael! You made a great idea. That's fantastic.
But no, that guy, the actor, he's only been in 13 things, and 3 of them
13?
were Friday,
Ironic.
right? And 3 of them were Friday the 13th.
Do you think the other ones were shot on a Friday?
No.
All right.
Oh, he passed away in 2004.
Well, thanks, Tivis.
Yeah, rest in peace. 91. Good age.
Well, we know Hollywood these days. They can bring him back.
CG, bro.
Because we're all doomed. The industry is doomed.
I did like that she kills Kevin Bacon's character while he's in bed from underneath because you see later that she cannot handle herself against another woman. Yeah. So taking on the strongest guy from the back is actually probably the best option. That sounded totally wrong.
Yes,
but still.
you did.
I will. Is she the most patient killer in any horror movie? Because that means she was under the bed the entire time.
I don't know. Maybe she gets off on it.
Right?
It's like she's so patient with these kills. It's
But you also got to.
But
you also got to remember, it's like Michael brings up the point. She is old and frail. Well, I guess frail is not a great word to use, but she understands her limitations. So you have to be sneaky. She's outnumbered. There's 2 people.
Well, there's plenty of times in like a few of them that she could have took him out earlier than she did. She waits for like the perfect positioning.
Yeah. Well, why not? I mean, why not?
Because
wait for the perfect?
you see once you get the reveal that she cannot handle herself just against the one little girl who isn't necessarily like a fighter or anything, Yeah. You don't see it. So if she's getting smacked around by that girl, I'm pretty sure Kevin Bacon's character would have knocked the bitch out. Like,
yeah, I mean, he can fucking...
No, sir.
Because that guy can deal with graboids. He can deal with...
Yeah, that's where I was going to go.
Sorry, Tivis, I stole your thunder. Can I talk about the sound design for like 2 seconds? Mm-hmm. Okay, like 20 seconds.
Go ahead.
I also love the iconic thing. That's great. The fucking animals. The animals won't shut the fuck up in this film. Yeah. The beginning, when you first introduce the camp, there's so many toads and crickets and stuff, and I get it's realistic, but fucking hell, it's on loop. You can tell it's on loop.
Yeah.
It drove me insane because you really notice it when Annie's introduced in the city and she's walking and she meets up with the dog and then gets to the diner. Yeah. You hear the birds. And I was like, ooh, the church bells. Oh, all this. It's like, ooh, I love all of this like atmospheric sound because it's really immersing me. Mm-hmm. But then once you started hanging on shots too long, you were looping the sound. Mm-hmm. And I go, stop it. Tell the birds to shut the fuck up. Because there's not a lot of music in this, I noticed. There's like barely any soundtrack.
They will
It's
do
a lot of just sound design.
If you watch carefully too, you can see where they loop footage even. Especially of the night sky and stuff like that. You can see it. Like there's one point, and even as in the other movie we'll talk about too, where they like reverse it and then play it back again. I was like, y'all didn't even just like clip it and put it back in. You just like literally reversed and
that happens a lot in old films, I've noticed.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's just because it was harder to edit because you're literally taking razor
the
blades to
flatbeds,
film. So
Yeah.
it's why I've always told people, I'm like, that's the only detriment to a lot of old films is that you're not I just went robot voice in my own head. That was insane. Just because of how hard it was to edit back then, movies tend to be like 2 hours long, which is strange that we cut them down to like an hour and a half constantly because people seem to be kind of fine with an hour 45, 2 hours back in the day.
Well,
but I guess now
films, I still
like
would just like
prodding.
a normal horror film to be an hour and a half. Like,
I just feel like there's a lot of overt setup that you don't need. And like, again, a lot of it was just like weird padding stuff. Like with Ralph, I didn't have to watch him bike all the way off screen. You know what I mean? Or if you were going to do it, maybe cut a little bit later to see him leave screen to prove that he left.
right.
That kind of shit. I don't need 20 seconds of it.
Yeah.
That's just where I was. But other than that, I mean, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I think
There's
felt
one,
real.
one thing I was like, wow, that was abrupt. Was well, first of all, you get like the story of oh no, it's at the same point. So the truck driver that's driving the girl at the beginning of the movie,
yeah.
he just instantly changes into Ralph for like half a second, like instantly.
Well,
I
to
was
be
like,
fair, she does bring that up though,
What?
at least.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least
yeah.
She does.
Yeah.
She does
But
notice that.
I do like that he not only gives us the information, of course, that she doesn't know about the two people that got killed at the beginning of the movie in 58, but we also hear about the boy drowning the year before as a little like, hey, get ready, this might mean something later down the road type thing.
Well, it'd just be
I
easier
enjoyed
if you
that.
just cut Ralph. If you could save yourself 5 minutes and just cut Ralph out of the show.
He was
Oh,
my
well, Ralph
favorite
is like your
part.
That's so funny, but he's literally useless.
He is the stereotype that they make fun of in fucking what is it, Cabin in the Woods, with that one old dude who has to warn. Then he's calling. He's like, "Did my performance do good? I could do this performance." It's like,
No,
I can amp it up if you want.
And it's just it's weird the things that people clinged on to when it came to the tropes. But it's like Tivis, like you said, it worked
they
for
weren't-
you and for me, but for the plot, you obviously don't need him. He would change nothing.
You gotta
without his
remember though,
scenes.
they weren't tropes then. Like they were setting the tropes.
No, that's why I'm saying it's funny that's how it got. That's something that got clung onto.
Right.
I
Like now
feel-
we always have to have that
I-
prolific guy now.
I literally wrote a script with a guy like that.
See, the weird gas station attendant or
Yeah.
whatever. You always gotta have him.
I feel like his purpose was pretty much to throw suspicion onto him, and then all of the clues that we were given was that it wasn't him.
Right.
No clues for who the actual person was at all.
It just felt it felt strange.
Well, then
It
they
just
have
feels out of place.
the camp owner leaves, and you're supposed to suspect him until you finally
Yeah.
see him. Like, oh, he's like miles away. He ain't doing shit. Like,
Yeah. No, and I like little pieces like that. It's just like little things. It's like, who could it be? We know it's like none of the kids because they don't even know what's going on. So it has to be somebody either in the town or somebody who was already established there before everybody showed up. And it's like,
and I like that the killings weren't just the kids, because she does kill the camp owner.
Yep.
Too. So it's just like she literally wants the camp shut the fuck down. Why doesn't she just burn the place down? Like,
That's what I was thinking.
because maybe it's like a effigy, or not like a effigy. That's what you burn. It's like memorial. Like you don't want to take it down because you want people to remember what happened here.
Or she's actually very into nature and is afraid of starting a fire or forest fire.
it's the 80s. They didn't care about that shit.
Nobody cares about that stuff. They probably killed a real snake.
She's probably like smoking 5 packs a
wouldn't be
day,
upset.
putting them out in the forest, hoping it catches on fire.
That poor snake. I bet they killed that thing for real.
God, I hated that scene.
I don't know. The acting's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I always expect much cheesier, shittier acting. Darkness Falls has way worse acting, by the way. It's fun. I think the movie's pretty good. Again, I would just say it's a little long, but
It's only an hour 25, I think.
I think
hour
it's
and a
a
half?
little, it's a little over an hour and a half, I believe. I think it's like
131 with the credits, I believe.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
Well, the hard part is like one, I'm retarded and I can't ever figure out if it's an hour and 30 minutes or if it's an hour or what is it? It's an hour and 30 or it's like they're doing it in minutes. If that makes sense. Because it's like 1 hour, 20 minutes. Oh, it's like, oh wait, that's 2 hours or something like that. You know what I mean? That's 120 minutes is 2 hours versus.
Got a little bit of a trivia for you.
Bring it.
The guy who plays Jason briefly at the end, Ari
The kid.
Lemon, I think that's how you pronounce it. Leh man. He is in a punk metal band called First Jason with 2 albums called
That's
Jason
dope.
is Watching and Heed My Warning.
All right. Well, I know what albums Michael's getting today.
That's kind of dope. Like,
That actually is
you
actually
know,
kinda cool.
you get cast in this one role that you're never gonna get to do again. So why
And not
take
even necessarily
advantage?
get recognition for it ever.
Right.
And
So
you,
this
like, adopt
film, this film cost in the '80s $700,000. That was their budget. So it's
probably
equivalent.
like a 1.2 mil
It's
somewhere around there.
no, I put it in the thing from 80 to 2020.
Ooh.
It is about 2,200,000. No, wait.
Fucking hell.
Two. No, whoa, holy fuck! How much is that? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I
So
know counting is hard.
okay, yeah. So $2,211,116
I would have been fine with a ballpark.
Not bad.
from an inflation rate of 13.50%.
That's fucking crazy, dude. Well, and I mean, I guess you look at it, you got to remember, practical effects were probably crazy. You wonder if
Yeah.
they built that camp, because they probably built the cabin and shit.
Right.
Or,
Well, I mean, they probably went to a camp.
but I mean, think about all the things that probably weren't there.
Yeah.
Like they had to like do the
So-
floating barge stuff. They had.
Well, the second one, the budget was $1 million in the '80s, so that's like $3
Well, that's
million
usually
something.
how it works. They get
They
more and more 'cause
increase,
of the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
anticipation.
But
But that's
Halloween,
interesting.
the first Halloween was only 325,000 compared to.
Well, I mean,
This?
you're not dealing with as big a cast. You're not dealing with
Yeah, that's true.
as many location shots, practical effects.
Dealing with people
This was,
falling in fucking pits trying to shoot in the woods.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
God. This was the first independent slasher film to be acquired by a major motion picture studio.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. And then fucking they let Michael Bay's studio do one and just ugh. I don't know what's worse, X or Michael Bay's version.
X is campy and stupid and different.
I enjoyed X,
So I'll take X
Yeah.
over.
even though it ended their 13 movie plan. Which
Yeah.
I'll be honest, there was lots of things I didn't like, but this made me really want to keep going with part 2.
They could have, dude. Look.
Looking. I'm looking.
X was 10, correct?
Yes,
could
and
have
he will
done
give it to you.
3 more fucking Friday the 13th films of Jason on the alien planet he lands on. I would have
Just cutting up
loved
Mars.
it. Just cutting them all up. Just
Can it
fucking
be
aliens up.
Jason versus Riddick?
And like
Oh.
you could start the
Look
movie.
at Tivis.
You could start the movie off as just like, it's like an alien planet, but they kind of look like maybe Conehead's planet or some bullshit,
That'll be sad.
Because it'd be kind of cool you cut their heads.
That'd be fucking
Kill the
sad. man.
Coneheads.
That's normal. No.
What about Mars Invades or whatever that movie was? The Martian.
Oh, Mars Attacks?
Oh, Mars
Yes.
Attacks.
Yeah.
Ack, ack.
Ever get that name right?
Ack, ack.
That was
But,
a Tim Burton joint too.
Tim Burton joint, he says. Gotta say, though, I was happy to watch it. I recommend if you've never seen it and you like horror films, I definitely would say it is worth a watch, and it holds the test of time. I think it's really well done.
So I got to ask Tivis, because you said you wish you wouldn't have picked it. What did you not like? Because we've been talking about the shit
There's
that
a lot
we
of
have,
things
so.
that could have been improved, but for what it is,
Example?
back when it came
Give me examples.
well, I have the clues to who the killer was. Just mostly
It is a
that.
bit of a
Mostly
bit. I can understand seeing like big exposition dump from the villain at the end, but again, I go.
Oh, the lady who played the mom.
Mhm.
I, re- I don't know what I was expecting. I kind of thought it was some who would look like the lady from Misery, but I thought she did a great job being crazy because she starts off all sweet and then just goes
Yeah.
rambling.
Oh yeah.
Which it gets interesting later on because it's like, she was crazy and hearing Jason in her head, and then later Jason hears her. So
He
it's
doesn't
like,
even hear him in his head. She talks.
yeah,
like
she does psycho. She does the psycho thing where, if people haven't seen Psycho, Norman Bates, etc., with the mommy thing, except it's reversed in there. With Jason, he ends up seeing his mom. He like in the second, or no, is it the second or third one? You see her head on a shrine in his little cabin.
I want to
thing.
say it's the third one. But
I think
could
it's
be
the
wrong.
second one and the third one. It stays in
Probably-
there for a
oh.
few. So
Good guess, but as I learned with this one, I'm probably wrong.
yeah. I think because they even show like her or his mom in Freddy vs. Jason, same fucking blue sweater and everything that we see her in get killed in. So it's
No, I don't think anybody made any really like overtly stupid decisions. Like everybody kind of did what you would assume people would do. And
Also-
again, the actors felt real. They were doing like legitimate stuff. So it felt I was immersed. Like I felt like these people were there and doing this stuff. So it didn't feel lazy.
What you said kind of redeems it a little bit in my eyes because, like I was saying, they go through over half the movie without anyone noticing there's something wrong. They just know people are missing.
Yeah,
And I think that kind of helped it because then you don't get the stupid panic decisions.
exactly.
Except for Scooby doing the door.
Tivis. Have you ever gone camping with a group of people and just like been by yourself? Try and find those people in the woods.
Yeah, in the fucking woods. Yeah.
Especially if you know they're all probably out fucking.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they just know that the people aren't there.
Yeah.
is what-
Oh, little thing I noticed. It's so stupid and I don't care, but I enjoyed it. This is where I'm like, I miss like real sets and like actors like acting. The two who die at the beginning in the yellow, she kills the dude, right? And then we go back into POV and the girl gets behind a thing and starts freaking out. It's like, no. And she shuffles back and forth and you can tell she legitimately tripped on something. And then kept going, and they didn't cut her. She didn't fall down. She just stutter tripped on something and kept going, which I was like, oh, that made me feel like the real panic.
Real?
Like, oh, it felt good because nowadays people go, well, I didn't want her to trip in the script, so
which is stupid.
we'll cut around it. It's like, no, she's panicking. It makes sense. Like, she's not even looking at the set. She probably tripped on a fucking sandbag or something, but it looks good. So I enjoyed that. I was pretty much in from the beginning, and I liked Annie, so I actually felt bad when she died. And I don't hate any of the characters, which is the goofy guy's a little bit much, but luckily they kill him off before he has a chance to annoy me too much.
For a franchise too that's based around campers having sex and stuff like that, there's not a lot of sex.
No,
and
it's just
there's
Kevin-
nudity is almost non-existent, like
It's just
except for
boob.
when the girls on having sex.
Just a boob.
So that's it.
It's
So-
a lot less. It's a lot less overt than you would think. And,
Yeah.
And if anything, I feel like it was justified and shot normal. It's not gratuitous. It's
Yeah.
like, it's the other. It's that thing I talk about. It's like, it wouldn't be awkward to watch that scene with like parents or something because
Right.
they're handling it in a mature manner that feels real, rather than it's like. Two
Besides the fact
people-
that you're watching teenagers fuck, so
yeah.
how do you
Well,
like
we can
that,
just assume they're
cuties?
18. They can be like 8. They can be like 18. But like, but then you go to the parody stuff where it's
Yeah.
like Cabin in the Woods where she's literally on top and we're just having a straight up
Right.
fucking porno scene in the middle of the woods. Like they're in a cabin together. They've been together.
Well, I think that was
establishes,
the thing with Cabin in the Woods. I like that movie, but it's not that great.
No. The
it was like-
rewatchability on that is really, really stale. I
It was
think.
a real big try hard film to be an homage piece to all these movies, and it landed flat, unfortunately.
The novelty wears off once
Yeah.
you get the twists and stuff,
Yeah.
and you know it, and you're like,
Give me more movie. Give me a TV show based on all the other fucking creatures.
that'd be cool.
Like a Cabin in the Woods TV show where we get to see every week is a different fucking thing.
Oh my god, you could almost do like, because it's essentially be like Westworld. Like you could like, okay, this season we're gonna work with the zombies. We're gonna have the zombies come in, and how are people gonna take care of that, and how are they gonna work against them? And then the next one's the Hellraiser guy, and then the next one's the Chainsaw family, and it's like we reset each time, and it's kind of like the Cube. Like that idea of like these people maybe got kidnapped and dropped in the cabin and they got to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
That'd be even better, I think.
I like the
they
Cube.
show up in the cabin and
Yeah.
now they have to figure shit out.
Yeah.
Instead of actually going
Or
out
not
there
even
in
just
first
the
place.
cabin. Let me see some of the other countries, dude.
Sure. Again, I always say take the premise to another country and use their culture.
Yeah.
That's why The Grudge is cool.
Because in that movie, you see like all the stereotypes of like Japanese horror and all these,
Remember
all these
Ghost
other
in
ones.
the
I'm
Dark? It's
Yeah.
essentially about a lion, but it feels almost fucking paranormal
Like, yeah.
because they're in Africa. It's fucking cool. I
Sorry,
love shit like
Tivis.
that. Yeah, my bad.
What?
Sorry.
I enjoyed I enjoyed it. I actually had a good time.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend it. I think it holds up, and yeah, it's good shit. Real good shit.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one in a few years, so it was nice to go back to it because, I like Jason, so it's nice to remember what the origin really is. It was always in my head the weakest of the films because Jason is in it, but it's not a bad film. It's not bad at all. So,
Yeah.
last words on it, man. You got any more shit to say about Tivis?
Well, I recommended it, and then I went and listened to last year's Halloween episode from you guys. And you guys are talking shit about it. And I'm like, oh
Right.
man, I picked wrong. No, I did enjoy it. Real happy that I thought I'd seen it. Turns out that was probably the second one.
Yep.
Well, and I always tell people it's like it's been interesting going back because I would like to listen. If we talked about this film last year, I would love to hear what I said about it last year versus this year, because I've gotten a lot more into paying attention, taking notes, really trying to do my best to be engaged, even if I'm not enjoying it.
Plus, I'd say last year we were going in without even seeing it recently, too.
And that's the other thing. It's
like what you remember.
You're operating on memory, and in this day and age, look at the way the franchise went. There's no fucking way you're predicting what happens in that first film if you've never seen it. You know what I mean? If you've seen all the other Jason films after that, because you call them Jason films, like
especially because it doesn't make sense. Along with the second film, it's like Jason's been alive. He didn't actually drown or some shit. Because I don't think it's like a resurrection. Like people try to say Jason was resurrected, but he's not resurrected until later on when he actually gets killed again and then becomes like fucking demon Jason and people's buttholes and stuff. Or he's like in their consciousness. He becomes like he takes over their. Bro, this franchise.
it fucking goes off the rails, but in a fun. It recontextualizes, has a little bit of fun.
I would like to sit down and watch this and then just go through each movie.
I just remember the
my
second one
feelings
having
afterwards.
fucking abysmal acting. If I remember correctly, the second one's the one when the kid gets involved. Like there's a kid involved, and there's like a murder in the basement. He's like, he's killing me.
No. Second one's still in the woods. The third one's still in the woods. I think it's the fourth one with
Fuck me then.
With Corey Feldman. No,
Sure.
Corey Feldman lives. His character lives. Spoilers.
I just only remember this guy getting anybody fucking feel free if you're actually paying attention, go in the comments and let me know that I'm a retard. Fuck it. There is a guy who's getting murdered in the basement for like 30 seconds. And he's just like, he's killing me. And I go, oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
What have you done? What is this?
Well, I enjoyed the film, Tivis. Thank you for bringing it back into our our sphere, I guess.
Yes.
Glad
Do
you
you want-
joined.
Do you guys want to set up the next one? I have to use the loo. I will be right back.
Yeah, Myke.
Oh, the next one. Oh, John's gonna miss the funny. So the next one is the Return of the Living Dead, 1985, directed by Dan O'Bannon.
I thought it was the Return of the Night of the Living Dead.
No, it's the Return of the Living Dead.
Wow, I really extended that name.
Yeah. So it's the Return of the Living Dead, and it's oh shit. Hold on. I'm stuck. There we go. So I have lots to say about this because this is my favorite zombie film. Of all zombie films I've seen, Shaun of the Dead included, Dawn of the Dead, Walking Dead, all the Deads. This is my favorite zombie film. I have it on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray, and I watched it when I was a kid. Of course, it came out before I was born, but not much before.
So
old.
is this one separate to the rest of the Living Dead, or of the Dead?
So, the Return of the Living Dead, this film actually sprouted a bunch of Return of the Living Dead films.
4 sequels, yeah.
There should be more than that. I think there's like 7 of them, isn't there?
They only have 5 on this.
Because there's like Rave to the Grave and
that was the last one on this list.
that was the last one. Okay.
Necropolis 3 Part 2,
Yeah.
and then a documentary.
The Return of the Living Dead franchise. All right. So, again, favorite one for me. And I was kind of worried about picking this one because it is my favorite. And I didn't want to have it ruined for me by other people's opinions.
I'm sorry in advance.
So this should be interesting, but I watched it last night with even my wife. Of course, she went to bed after a certain part happened. I don't remember what it was, but yeah. So all right, so it's the Return of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, 3, Necropolis, and Rave to the Grave. I would
Which
love.
both of those came out the same year.
Oh yeah. Those ones were straight to DVDs. Well, I mean, all of them were straight to DVDs, except for the first one. So I would love to make a sequel to this film, a direct sequel maybe. But
Okay, so yeah, right
let's
here it
hear
is
about
separate.
this. It is separate from
The Night of the Living Dead franchise.
the George Romero one.
Yeah.
Yes. But there is some connection to it as well.
Yes, there is.
So-
Now, question before we really get into it:
Yeah.
is this the first of the pseudo sequel? I'm going to call it, but it is
Yeah.
a sequel of sorts that reference the first one as an in-universe film. That they do that in
Yeah.
Blair Witch and other things.
Yeah. This is the first one that Hey Silent Bob. This is the first one in this franchise, period. And then it's the first one that references George Romero's film as a film. Based on real events though, which is nice, which is kind of cool. This film starts off, and people, just so everyone knows, this is based on a true story. This is what the film tells us. It is based on a true story. So we have to take this film as it is a true story.
It's as seriously as possible.
It's super, super serial, guys. Okay. I want to address this now because it's directed by Dan O'Bannon. This is also the same person who wrote and created the Alien franchise.
Yes.
So that's
Who I
dope.
believe who was kicked off and then brought back on
Yes.
because he's a little out there.
Yes. Now, this film was supposed to be a direct sequel to George Romero's film,
Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
Okay.
But when he saw the script, he said, the script is way too serious. He didn't want to touch on Romero's turf. He didn't want to be that guy. So he decided he was going to make it more humorous because Romero was doing more serious toned zombie films. And that's why this film is a little bit more humorous than other zombie films of the Living Dead type thing. Now, all of the Return of the Living Dead films in this franchise are comedies, basically. So,
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
I hit my funny bone,
Mm-hmm.
and it was humorous.
Humorous. It was your humorous?
Crickets.
Crickets.
Oh,
How you got dressed like Silent Bob and laugh like Krusty?
how dare you?
But also the director is also the guy who wrote the Total Recall movie we all love, with Schwarzenegger.
How dare you? Recall is much better with Kate Beckinsale and fucking what a terrible film.
Yeah. But this is like one of his only things he actually directed. So he's directed 2 other things, but this was his one. I have the Blu-ray of this, so I watched like the special features last night and stayed up till like 1 a.m. watching all this shit. So
I want to meet a 3-boobed lady.
from Total Recall.
I just do.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there. I want to. We can't bring up Total Recall and not talk about the the 3-boob lady. You just can't.
So
she's like the Nintendo 64 controller of the sexual universe. I wish I had 3 hands. Only fucking real gamers will get that. Fuck you
okay.
guys. Shut up. That's funny. Fuck off.
Okay. So again, I was telling Tivis because you took off. This is my favorite movie, zombie film, I should say.
I'm sorry, I had to pee.
I
This is your
love.
favorite zombie film.
This is my favorite zombie film.
I think I might know why.
You probably don't, but
But I have a suggestion.
who wants to start talking first?
Guys, I
this
can't-
is your movie.
Guys, I can't read my own handwriting.
Okay.
This is awful.
So this movie, the one thing that I love about one of the main things I love about this is the music. Fucking 80s.
It's kind of fun. Very synth.
Music and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It's definitely helps sets the tone for the film to be more humorous than serious. Because if you took those soundtracks away, I feel you could really fuck it up and make it more like, then it would just be a really bad zombie
Like
movie.
Stranger Things season 3. So I guess since it's your movie, I figure you want to know what we think before you start talking. But Hannah and I watched it.
Okay.
We liked it. Asterisk. Like, again, felt a little long. We were really enjoying the setup.
Mm-hmm.
We were very, very taken back by a big portion of the middle.
This one was
And
an
then
hour
the-
and a half as well.
And then the ending kind of... See, it's one of those things where I feel like the issue is I'm feeling those minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm almost counting the minutes rather than like, oh, wow, it's over. Again, hate to be a fucking prick, but you watch something like Terminator 2. It's like fucking damn near 2 hours. You got Lord of the Rings, which is just abusively long. But you can get... It's not so much that they're long. It's like I'm enjoying it and I'm entertained. This has a lot of lulls and a lot of weird moments that I'm like...
The tone shift is weird.
It's really strange because they set up a lot of characters to be a certain way, and then they really kind of fuck it up later. And then like some of the literally
Hey man,
yes,
the black guy lives until the end, so
fucking Spider. Fucking
that's
shout out to
something,
Spider. Fucking shout out to Spider. And I think the chick with like the blue hair is like Hispanic or something. So diversity, yay. You get a lot of good acting, and then you get a lot of bad acting, like almost scene by scene.
Yeah.
And it's really strange. So kind of just to call out a couple of examples, just to kind of let you know where I'm coming from, and that way you can fill in the blanks for me. When I talk about setups, I really like their world building. Feels really normal, feels really engaged. I'm getting immersed. We get to see the facility. The butterflies pinned.
Yeah.
First of all, I love the cinematography in this. I think it's really well done because you can tell they're framing up certain things.
Well, they go through the warehouse and show you everything that's going to fucking come
They
alive.
don't fucking care, man.
Like,
they're like, we fucking built this or we set dressed this and you're going to see everything.
Except they show you the skeletons and then they prove that the skeletons in the cemetery come alive. So why didn't those ones?
Yeah. Well, you could also say they're fake. They could be fake.
Yeah.
They allude to them being real, but clearly they're being ripped off.
Right.
Or you could just argue maybe like the brain matter and stuff's not in them. They dug it out. It's
So
all
are we
hollow.
saying like the Asian skeleton farm is ripping them off is what we're saying?
Damn, that's fucked up. You're racist.
Because
I
that's
thought
what
it was coming from India.
Oh, India farm. Okay.
Oh, well, now you're which one? The one like that one or that one? Are we both about to get canceled? I'm sorry. Anyway, I love the butterfly thing because you know that's gonna have significance in some way,
Yeah.
even if it's just a lame fucking aesthetic payoff. Which it was an awesome aesthetic payoff. I enjoyed it a lot. It was such a nice little subtle touch. If you watch the film, you'll understand what I'm saying. Pay attention to the butterfly wall. Yeah, again, the set dressing, the technical stuff, I was really, really enjoying right off the bat. But then you start getting introduced to characters with the dude bro, the stereotypical dude bro guy getting interviewed for the job.
Freddy.
Yes. Those two, the two that we end up watching the contamination happen to normal ass people, kind of. The interview felt real, which I enjoyed. The job interview felt real for once. If you want to see a job interview that doesn't feel real, watch Men in Black International. It's fucking horrible. Like, questions are being asked correctly and being responded to as a character, not as a bullshit thing.
I thought you were going to say the interview.
Well, yeah, oh, yeah. The job interview really sets a precedent for the dude bro guy. He seems to be the smartest one because he asks all the correct questions and the guy even reaffirms all the time. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. They even make a meme in it in the credits.
That's a good question, Bert.
I love it. I love the idea that these guys are worried and he's asking all these really cool questions. And during the interview, they talk about like electricity and why things do the things they do. And I go, we fucking just learned something. I told Hannah, I go, remember when old movies used to teach you shit like vocabulary or definitions or actually taught you how things worked because they actually cared. Like I learned about what voltage was and amperage was because of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because that Timmy shit is so fucking unreal and that is not how that works. That I always wanted to know if that was a thing, and I looked it up because of it. Because they talk about volts versus amps and shit like that. And I just liked a lot of these characters being relatively smart, and the acting was relatively solid. You get to the point with the jock boyfriend, and he's like the two we pretty much follow go from human to zombie. The older gentleman is a good actor until all of a sudden he's the shittiest, hammiest actor in the movie. And my example will be there's a scene where they're all pale and something's happening to them. And they talk about rigor mortis setting in, even though they're alive. The young guy is doing this. And he's like not moving.
Yeah.
The other guy just keeps like shaking and he's being all jittery and stuff. It's like we just literally had dialogue that said rigor mortis is set in on both of you.
Well, they also do
And you're being shaky and weird.
kind of show like that it's taking over the younger guy faster because towards the end of the film, the older guy actually takes care of himself before he fully transforms.
Well, my whole thing is I just think the acting was bad. It felt.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just felt like he was starting to ham it up a little too much, even though he started off
Right.
really, really good. And you kind of saw that with a couple of characters, specifically the punks, the punk group that Spider kind of spawns from. I'll just get it out of the way
Like
now.
Suicide,
Getting it out of the way now.
and Trash.
Fucking shout out to the redhead, the fake redhead wig, who's pretty much naked the entire film.
Trash.
Aside from the fact that she looks hot as shit, they bring her back a bunch. I have a feeling that director just wanted to see her naked. That is what that character felt like.
She was
There
a
was no reason.
model back in the 70s. So
She was a what now?
she was a model back in the 70s.
Okay, that's fine.
Lena Quigley, I think it is.
Quickly Down Under. I saw her Down Unders.
So this chick was like in her 30s, and when I told Nikki that, and that's when Nikki decided to go to bed. That's when it was. She's like, "Oh, fuck this."
She looked fire. I thought she looked hot. The red wig was retarded. A lot of the costume design decisions were a little over the top, but I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked, especially when you're going in this weird hyperbolic zombie movie.
Mm-hmm.
Making your characters a little hyperbolic was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It worked with
Yeah.
the tone, but they still had a little sense of realism with some of the better actors. So
Yeah.
they
And the
definitely
punk like punk / goth stuff. I mean,
was pretty
they always do
prominent
them
in the underground.
hyperbolic whenever they put them in movies. Like,
When you also got to remember, this is like 80s to like early 90s was like grunge times.
Yeah.
like, coming in.
and this
so
movie was 85, so it's like the
Yeah.
perfect spot right there.
I enjoyed it. I thought the actors were kind of solid. My issue was it just fucking overstayed it. It's welcome. Some of the dialogue started getting lazy. Some of the acting got kind of lame. But like the cinematography stayed pretty strong throughout. Practical effects are great. I love the practical stuff. But
Dude, that basement zombie, that's the coolest thing I've seen in
like
a long time.
he's all dredged and the
Yeah.
original essentially. The original zombie essentially is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the
but
one where you can see like the rib cage partially, and
Yeah,
It's
he
all
just-
black and
moving,
gooey.
yeah.
They don't
and
really
weird.
explain why he's in that basement.
He
He
re-
just is.
he's
He
the,
remind-
he's the one that came out of the.
But we see it get
container.
liquefied.
He's the original
No.
that pops up though.
No, you don't. You don't see it
No?
get completely
Oh,
liquefied.
I just assumed it got liquefied, but that makes
No,
more
you
sense.
see it
'cause I
start to
was-
deteriorate, which is
Yeah.
why it looks the way it looks.
Yeah. He reminded me of when the guy goes like weird zombie werewolf thing in RoboCop and then he gets hit by the car and goes
Yeah.
into goo. That's totally the design. I really like the design because it kind of gave you this. That was another thing this thing did.
They put
It-
a guy in there's a really skinny dude in that suit, so that's why they designed
so it looks
the
weird.
ribs so that they could be on the outside, because he said because the guy's so skinny, it
You could
looks
do that.
a little better. Yeah,
He's, like,
and the
almost
guy was
wired.
just like able to move like.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
My whole thing is this feels like very Resident Evil, where it's like you get different forms and stages of the zombies, which I really enjoyed. Though I will praise and then
Oh, no.
You guys all right? Did I kill you? One sec. I told you.
there we go.
I told you I've been going robot voice a few times here. Okay, so I'm gonna praise it, and then I'm gonna immediately shit on it, and then I'll let you guys go. So I love the fact that they adhere to a couple of zombie rules that other movies just don't fucking do anymore. The brain thing. They are literally just scooping brains out of like the skulls and stuff,
Yeah.
and that's their focus.
Yeah.
I love that. I wish that was more apparent.
The whole speech that the decrepit like half torso lady gives as to why they want brains, I've always found it so fascinating, and I love that scene too.
We're gonna get there.
And I'm just like, dude, like
I feel bad. Okay.
I love it.
I hate the fact that you just said that.
I love it.
I feel bad. So I love that aspect because the whole eating just random flesh seems kind of lame.
Yeah. Because it serves no purpose.
Yeah. So you're kind of like hoping like, oh, they get the enzymes or get whatever and it makes them smarter. Maybe that's why they want it, or it regenerates them or something. I don't know. I don't care. I just love the fact that they're adhering to the rules that they set in place. But then you start having issues with the zombies behaving randomly. I don't like the fact that some of the zombies are saying really coherent things, and that scene on the table is one of the moments where I'm like,
But
I've lost it.
They never say that the zombies can't talk. All of the zombies are talking.
My problem is that I just always assume zombies were mindless.
Well, that's
Eating
why her
machine things?
speech works with it. It shows you they're not fucking mindless because they're
guess.
eating the brains because it's supposed there's something in the brains that releases their pain of decay.
Which I'm fine with the release of the pain of decay, but it's not making them more intelligent.
No, it doesn't have to. They're just as intelligent as they were when they fucking died.
But like there are moments like where, like when they get on the CB radio with the cars,
I love it.
I don't know. I like
I-
using
or
real
it's-
things.
What is it? The guy with the like, come on, forward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're very smart. Well, not very smart. They're just like smarter than what we would normally perceive a zombie because of what we have been told in
Yeah.
movies and TV shows.
I guess maybe doing as
Yeah.
you have to do with other films, like
And they
saying
even-
these are how they are.
they
I can
even-
maybe get them away.
They even reference it though with saying that George Romero's movie is a movie based on something real that happened, but they had to change
The
up
movie
stuff.
lied to us. The movie lied to us.
Exactly, the movie lied to us.
At the
Like,
very beginning.
you don't shoot them,
gotta
you can't
destroy
kill
the
them in the
brain.
brain. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So here are my 3 gripes then, and then
So
we
all
can
the
just
movies you've ever seen, including Walking
Well,
Dead.
chill out,
is
bitch.
wrong.
Chill out, bitch. I was like, so I'll give my 3 gripes because I did write them down. I'm just gonna say they can probably be next. My big problems were I didn't like the zombies getting on the CB radios and going, send more paramedics or send things.
Send more
I go,
cops.
I would have liked the idea of him just going brains because then they would have sent it anyway. Like, it's like, oh shit, something happened. That's really strange. We need to send backup. Just getting on the radio in instance anyway would have been fine. Them giving full-fledged sentences was really fucking me up. But again, as you stated, I think I'm just operating on basic ass knowledge, like meta knowledge of what zombies do.
Which they shut that down almost at the beginning of the
Which I'm
film.
saying, if the film really did do that, then obviously my gripes are fucking.
Yeah.
they're
Because you also
non-essential.
know this when people are getting bit, they don't turn into zombies. They just stay dead.
Well,
just laying
except
on the
for
ground.
the girl trash.
Yeah, that's the only one. Maybe she just gets killed, and then
But
the
the
gases
problem
turn her
they,
into one.
the
I don't
problem
know.
is that they
She
just,
was in the water.
they
She's
go a
in
little,
on the water had the substance in it. That's
they
what
go
it
a
was.
little bit back and forth, and it's like, okay, I get what you're trying to do. It kind of felt like pseudo satire, but you were taking yourself so seriously. I was like,
It was supposed to be satire though.
no, but this is
in a
what I
way.
mean. This is what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like, so when do the arguments come in? You know what I mean? What am I allowed
Right.
to actually criticize? Like, are you're scapegoating a little too much?
Yeah.
Not you, but the movie.
No, the
to
film, yeah.
itself. The dog puppet, fucking hilarious. I almost died.
I always remember that because I
almost
haven't
fucking
watched this in a couple years, even though it's my favorite one. But I haven't watched a couple years. I always thought that we got a shot, and maybe it was just the Blu-ray that didn't have it. But there was a shot on the shelf of all the dogs moving. Did you guys see that at all in your?
I don't
or is
think
it just
so.
the dog on the ground.
I just saw the one that he fucked
I
up.
think it was just like the bags they were in, kind of moving around, but we didn't actually.
that
see
wasn't the
it.
dogs. That was the body parts.
Yeah, it was
No,
bodies.
but it was on the top shelf with the dogs.
That is also true. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay.
So they probably are dogs in bags. But yeah, no, the only legitimate like animal face we see is the one that gets all fucked up.
yeah.
Can I throw the 2 things.
How come we didn't get any animals, like dead animals? You telling me there wasn't like a dead raccoon or something lying around?
I always tell people stay fucking away from that. Just assume animals can't turn.
But they already disproven that when
But
the
they do
dog
that in
came
fucking
back.
Resident Evil and shit like that. Well, they fucking did it with the thing.
I think the thing is with that chemical, and if you ever watch any of the others, which the others are really bad, if you ever watch any of the others, it just brings everything back to life.
Yeah.
Which I mean, then shouldn't they bring trees and shit back to life?
No,
I guess
because
it's
they don't.
inanimate. Not
Exactly.
inanimate.
They don't.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not actually working on neurons and stuff like we are, like with like basic acid electricity and crazy stuff. Because we're essentially meat puppets.
Yeah.
Trees
was
are
one
like
thing-
organic. They're organic, but they're not like
When-
organic doesn't mean sentient.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sentient is what's being reanimated.
When they were coming back to life from the cemetery, Nikki pointed out that it didn't look like anyone had been buried there recently
Correctly.
for a long time. So
Yeah.
a lot. Then I was like, oh yeah, a lot of those bodies would be a lot more decayed coming out because a lot of them looked like they were
Yeah.
almost fresh. So,
But you could also argue maybe some of them have been turned.
no,
Because I guess not. My
no
other
one else
two
is
things.
there.
I literally have in my notes. Oh my god, it's a midget.
Nikki said that too. She's like, "Is that a midget?" I was like, "It's a midget." It's a
No,
midget
it's literally it
actor."
literally is so abrupt and it's so weird the way that they shot it.
Yeah.
I go, that is
Or
either
what's
something
the
they just
PC
wanted
term? I
or
don't
they
know
found
what
a person.
honestly, the
It's
small
little
person.
it's little person. But I don't give a shit. I'm from the 90s.
Well, Tivis disappeared when we said that. So
Yeah, I
was
know.
just
No,
like-
I'm still
I-
here.
But I literally in my notes, I just wrote, "Oh my god, it's a midget."
Yeah.
I literally wrote that in my notes watching it because Hannah said, she's like, "Why though?" And then we just go, "I don't know. We're just throwing everything out of the bucket."
Well, I'm assuming they hired him because it looks like he's just missing his limbs. It's supposed to be a normal size,
Sure.
not normal size, a person that's missing their limbs.
sure.
And so they used a smaller person to.
But the way they
Act it
shot
out.
it does not feel that way. Just throwing
No,
it out there.
no.
It's very noticeable.
It's
Again,
very weird.
I wouldn't say I hate it. Just there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of acting that happens in the middle that it's hard to swallow. Especially when you put brighter lights on them, a lot of the costumes look stupid. Like a lot of the girls wearing certain wigs. The redhead's like one of the most egregious ones. They just put like a red wig on her and it looks so fucking atrocious.
I think was it a wig?
It had to be, dude.
Or was it her hair
had
that
to
they
be.
just dyed?
It had to be a wig. It looks so fucking atrocious. And it really shows up when she's running around naked as a zombie at the end during the gunfight.
Thriller.
Yeah.
That's what it
When
looked
she
like.
kills that police chief, it looked like it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
very much looked like Pennywise.
Yeah.
But again, she is stacked and looks really good. So whatever. At the same time, I gotta go.
She does a lot. She does a lot of horror stuff. Like even still to this day, she still
I
does a
imagine.
lot of horror stuff.
I
She's what's known as a scream queen.
Scream
Everybody.
Queen, which we watched Halloween, a couple of Halloweens.
Mm-hmm.
They were fun. Something Bailey. She's apparently a Scream Queen. She played a kid in like it was like third or fourth one, I guess.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of trivia for you.
Oh,
Bring it.
The mortician,
Yeah.
Bert,
Bert.
No,
Which-
Bert's not the mortician.
No.
Bert's the no.
Ernie.
Bert's
I'm
the-
sorry, Ernie. Bert and Ernie. That's right.
Fuck.
Yeah, you didn't notice that?
They're
They're friends. They've been friends for forever too.
He tried to come back for multiple Return of the Living Dead in different roles. Like he just wanted,
To be a guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he was also the hitman in Weekend at Bernie's.
It's fucking
Okay.
hilarious.
So, and I paused the TV because I never paid attention to this before, and again, first time watching it on Blu-ray last night, and I paused it because they were at this scene for a pretty decent amount of time, and I was like, I wonder if that says something. So like I rewound it and I
I love
paused
shit
it,
like that.
and told Nick, I was like, read this with me. So there's a scene where they have like the eye test thing in the office, and
Like
on the eye test,
EABST.
yeah. And I was looking at it, and this is what it says on the eye test. It says, Bert is a slave driver and a cheap SOAB who is going bald too. Ha ha ha.
Oh, get fucked. That's fucking hilarious. See, I love shit like that. I
That's
love
good.
that. I love shit like that, man. Like,
Because I was like reading, I was like, Burr to what? And
But
so
see,
I had
you're
to
so-
pause it.
but see, it's like their set dress, and again, I want to call it out again. Their set dressing and design and all the stuff they did, like, it was really impressive. Like, you could tell the attention to detail, and it made me care enough to keep watching and
Yeah.
overtly pay attention. I mean, overall for me, it felt long. The acting is mediocre,
It does have
except
some
for
long.
like there's
feel-
about 4 standout people.
There's some long feeling to it. I will agree with that because there's some points where it gets really slow at times
Well,
when they're
and
not
one-
being a little hyperbolic and shit.
Well, and also as an audience, like, we know what's happening, and they're figuring it out, but they're figuring it out so fucking slow, and the way
Yeah.
they're doing it feels really clunky and kind of just not interesting. It's hard to just
Yeah.
sit through.
I
it.
also
yeah.
told Nikki, I was like, fuck everybody. These zombies run and they're smart. They talk. Fuck the 28 Days franchise. They didn't do it first. Fuck them.
I don't even know if they're smart in 28 days. They're
I don't think so. I think they're
rabies.
just
they're just
rage.
straight up rabies, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like rage.
I'd say
They're
more
like bath salts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Welcome to fucking Florida. I would say I don't think it's terrible. I would say if you like the zombie genre, this is definitely one of the more fun ones you could watch.
Fido's a fun one too.
I on a technical level, I enjoyed it, especially for their day and age. I think they really utilized a lot of the effort and practicals and all that stuff. It's just kind of boring. You cut this down by like 30 minutes, you could have probably made a really solid, like, maybe hour-long movie, like a short film kind of thing.
I'd be curious to see what you think of like one of the sequels because you don't have to watch them in order.
I might though. I might check some out because there was also like they did one night, Return of the Living Dead, Rave, something,
Rave to the Grave. Yeah, that was the very last one.
Yeah, see, I kind of want to watch that one first and compare it to that first one, and then like
That
fill
one
in
was
the bubbles.
so bad. It's so
See, that's the
bad.
thing. I want to see how bad it got when I kind of feel this one's like a little bit campy. It knew what it wanted to do. You
Oh,
could
yeah.
tell there was a.
Yeah.
You could tell they were doing something with it, regardless of whether or not I
Well,
liked it. If
and
that makes
and I think the not hard part about it, but so the director, of course, wanted it to be more humorous. So he
Yeah.
wrote the screenplay based on the story that I think it was John Russo, not the Russo brothers. Chill out, guys. No relation. John
I'm gonna
Russo,
try not to
who,
get a boner.
who also wrote the one that Romero did.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why it was going to be a direct sequel, but he was like, no.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
director was like, no.
Which I think was the smart move.
Right.
Because now this way you got your own franchise. It
Yeah,
worked out
and your
really
own different type of zombie and
Yeah.
everything. So, yeah. And I think that's one of my main things of why I like it a lot is because it is a different
Yes.
type of a zombie. You can't just kill like even burning them, they clearly show
Yeah.
doesn't help if it starts raining or anything, so
Yeah, it was interesting is the
Also-
word I can keep giving.
also I don't believe the second one has anything to do with this one besides like the stupid containers that the zombies
Yeah.
are in. I think that's the only running thing throughout all of the films because at the end of this one we see the city get blown up.
Which
and
I do love the
shit.
Raccoon City. It's just like they
Yeah.
had a contingency plan. What's the contingency plan? Oh, we're just fucked.
Right.
Like I love that.
Right.
I was like, yeah, that's probably what we do.
But-
It is. It's totally something we would do.
I don't. I
Hey,
feel like
the
that was
Avengers, they
pretty
tried to do it
dumb
in Avengers.
military.
Tivis.
No,
Why,
no,
though?
no. Just in this film, the context, because they put them in the containers because they must have known that burning them causes it to spread through the air,
I
and then they
think they were
dropped the
going.
bomb.
I think they were going to do research on them because they were inanimate objects that could live still. Try
Well,
and
and
make
also
a
you're-
super soldier or some bullshit like that.
Well, I'd imagine you're also like when you blow it up, you're just trying to slow the spread.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you blow them up, you decrease the numbers, and then you can get in and do what you can.
Out of all the different zombie worlds, this one is probably fucked the most because
I'd
how do
agree.
you stop them?
Exactly.
Right.
Them not showing us a way to finish them off is a huge problem. I would make the argument though, if you can fucking,
I think every movie
essentially
ends with like the
decrease
government
them.
doing something stupid though.
because they're not Wolverine. They're not
No.
gonna fucking. Oh no, that's horseshit. Because the hand was sentient.
Yeah. They say
gotta
every
agree.
single part of them.
I tried. I agree
Yeah.
with Tivis. I'm sorry. I tried to defend it. I can't. The hand thing fucks it all up.
I think you just gotta put them in a box, dump them in the ocean, Megatron style.
No, because maybe the thing will rust and then it pops out. Now the fish are zombies. Zombie sharks. Oh no, zombie sharks.
Let the pressure of the ocean take care of the problem.
You just have to put all the parts into like a cube made of plexiglass and just like push them together slowly every few years until
Shoot them
they're
into
just
the sun.
gone. Turn them into goo. That's where hot dogs come from.
So, this was a weird one for me.
Yeah.
I'm more of a fan of the traditional slow, dumb zombie eat anything
Mhm.
aspect, but I really enjoyed how this one took all of those and like reversed it. Like basically this being unstoppable force is kind of neat to see. Like this could literally be, what ends the world
Right.
type of thing. Whereas all the other films that kind of play it up where the zombies are everywhere, the world societies end, but really, I mean, they're not that hard to take care of
How dare you?
Yeah.
once you figure out how to stop them.
Well, I've always said that was the most appealing part to me about zombies was it's not how you take them out, it's the sheer number.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, when you talk about military and stuff, but like your day to day.
Well, in
Have you
World
ever-
War
have
Z,
you guys-
how did they take them out in
Thank
World War
you. Thank you.
I
It's
still
you
need to
blow
watch
the brains
that.
out. Yeah, it's just chop
Just
the head off.
Chop the head off. And
Yeah.
stuff. Cut off the...
Because one of my favorite stories, I think it's the Mark Hamill one, where it's the battle of they're essentially having another battle of Alamo, where it's just a standoff for fucking forever, dude. I can't even tell you. I think it was months, where it's just the menace and they're hiding behind a wall and they got to take them out. It's like, but how do you do it hand to hand when there's swarms of them? But also, we can't just keep wasting ammunition. So it's just like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And I love that. And it's like the zombies they'll outlive you, literally. Like you guys need food and sustenance and can do whatever. They're gonna decompose over the span of years.
Well,
You got weeks.
I
You got to
think-
figure it out.
Here's something that I really like about what you guys don't like. That you
Oh, here,
can't
one
get
sec.
Yeah.
rid
Before you got
them.
off,
Go ahead.
since you brought up World War Z,
Yeah.
please, if you two don't have it, for the love of God,
Oh, we got it.
get the Max Brook audio
Oh, the book.
The audio book.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have Nathan Fillion, Mark Hamill, all these great fucking actors, dude.
Yeah.
These
Yeah, I
stories,
know what I'm doing for work now.
these stories, I'm not kidding you, Tivis. These stories are phenomenal, dude.
Yeah.
And then you think about the Brad Pitt film and you go, what a fucking piece of shit. Ugh.
That's one of Nikki's favorite zombie
At-
movies.
I will make the argument.
It might be
this
because of
is-
Brad Pitt, though.
To be fair, he is a fine piece of ass. Second, I will make the argument for adaptation versus a movie itself. Like,
Yeah.
because a lot of people, the best recommendation would always be The Shining, since we're on. A lot of people who love The Shining book fucking hate the film / love the film, but do not consider them
I heard there was a
close.
a made-for-TV movie film that goes better with the book than
It was
The
like
Shining?
a mini series, and it was much better.
yeah,
The Shining?
yeah,
Yeah.
The
Is that what
Shining.
you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the idea. The Shining with Jack Nicholson, still a great film.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking terrible adaptation is what people say
Yeah.
about the book. I've never read the book, so I don't know. I would have to say, and it has to be the like unrated cut or whatever of World War Z, the Brad Pitt one. That movie's fine. It is. Don't fucking call it World War Z. Call it Brad Pitt versus zombies,
Right,
and
right,
I'll
right.
fucking watch it. But don't fucking call that shit World War Z, because that shit ain't World War Z. Not at all. So there you go. That's my recommendation. Get Tivis. Don't even fuck around.
Get wrecked.
Get the audiobooks today. They are fucking brilliant. I've finished them. I
I've
have
heard
finished
nothing
them
but
and
good
slept
things
to
about the
them.
book. I just haven't got to it.
I actually have nightmares when I watch scary movies, so thanks everybody. And Hannah on Halloween, it's fucking great that I watch movies and I barely sleep.
Before we let Mike talk, thank you for that other recommendation, by the way, that gave me nightmares as a fucking child.
Mine did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I
shit.
remember the trailers for it on TV. So I haven't watched it yet, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Whoa, which one?
Darkness
Tooth
Falls
Fairy.
or whatever.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, I have a funny story about meta world knowledge about that movie. But yeah, everybody go buy the audiobook of World War Z.
Yeah.
They even have like little DLC chapters. They're not quite as good, but they're still pretty solid. And again, audiobooks, good actors, and it's in an interview style, so it doesn't feel wrong. Like it feels like you're listening to the story, not a book.
Right.
Like somebody reading the book and trying to do voices. It's really good. It's fucking great.
All right. Well, let me say this real quick because someone's here. Well, it's gonna be in this house or here in a second. But like the one thing I really take away from this is like, you know, if there ever fucking is some kind of zombie apocalypse thing, I just like to people to know, you know, maybe we can't destroy them ever, or you know, remember the movies are movies. That doesn't necessarily mean anything when you are dealing with
You only hope.
bath salt, crazy zombie people everywhere. So, just saying. Just saying.
No, I'm gonna say it's decent movie. I would 6 out of 10. That'd be nice. I'm feeling generous today. I'd go 6 out of 10 on that one.
I'd go 5, but I'd say if anyone fan of the zombie, this one's definitely want to check out just because of all the usual tropes that they just completely flip or ignore.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Well, you guys start talking about the other stuff, and I'll be right back.
Don't tell me what to do.
Well, I mean, he can hear this later, but the one thing you mentioned it, I'm pointing at you again since you're above me. The brains thing, I thought that was really, because I mean the whole just eating the brain, it just seemed so like the cannibalistic nature seemed more natural than the brain, but the fact that they needed it for a reason, it kind of reminds me of the comic series that got me into reading comics rather than just watching the other media. It's Marvel Zombies. The more they ate, the more they became like they started thinking rationally themselves.
Oh, okay. So you actually like that. You like that trope.
Yes.
So interesting, funnily enough. Have you heard of a show called iZombie
Yes.
on the CW?
I'm in the process of watching season 1. I'm about halfway.
And it's fucking great, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did we get to the CW? How did you guys get to the CW? I heard
Oh,
CW.
God damn it,
What the
Michael,
hell?
go away. I was about to indoctrinate him.
Do we? What do you need? Like what? This?
What the fuck, CW? What
Yeah!
the fuck, CW? What the fuck, CW? We love you so much.
But what the fuck?
I love it. I would argue iZombie didn't get to what the fuck until the last 2 seasons. Once we got into like weird stuff. It's okay, Tivis. I'm gonna try not to spoil. I love that concept. The idea that the brains serve purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked that. The carnal cannibalism thing, I don't think was ever really established until like a Dawn of the Dead type thing, where it's just like, oh, we're just gonna eat everything, which I'm like, it feels like it defeats the purpose. But again, we don't know what that purpose is. That was always the thing for me.
I think they did the cannibalism stuff in Romero's first one.
No, it just talked about brains.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna go pretty
look.
sure. I'm not gonna be 100.
I'm
Because
not
also,
versed enough to
because
answer
also you don't
confidently.
even. Because also you don't even. I've seen that movie like 3 times and I still can't remember shit because it's so fucking prodding. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's just slow. It's Citizen Kane of zombie movies. Like it's good, but like at the same time, it's like fucking hell. I can't remember anything that happens in it because it's so.
I've
fucking
never
slow.
seen the original, but doesn't it take place in like the same house the entire
It's just
film?
one house.
Yeah,
it's just one
You
house.
pretty much start out in a zombie place, in a cemetery. Zombie place. God, I'm a fucking retard. Guys, fuck me. In a zombie place. How Halloween am I right now? I didn't call it a cemetery. Didn't even call it a dead zone.
Wow, there's
Cemetery
so
with an
many
S.
fucking zombie movies.
Yeah, you think? It's the easiest.
What about zombies?
Oh, no.
You know, speaking of zombies, we watched that
If
new
you call me one,
the
I'm gonna
Disney.
kill you.
God, I can't remember what the fuck it's called now. The Disney zombie movie.
Disney had a
There's
zombie
Disney
movie?
zombie movie?
Zombies. It's literally just
Wow,
called zombies.
fucking Disney is seriously so creatively bankrupt. It fucking hurts my soul.
I was not interested in watching it. One of my wife's friends talked her into watching it. Now that I've seen it, not a good film, but I really want to watch the sequel that came out last year.
What is this?
You're so
What is
gay.
this
I
shit?
fucking
Is
hate
it
you.
like zombies
Did you
in
ever
a
see-
human high school or some shit?
High
Did you
School
ever
Musical
see-
with zombies.
Fucking
Fuck off.
Fuck
Did you
off,
know they're
Disney.
bringing back Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's on Peacock.
I didn't watch it before, so I probably
Man.
won't watch it anyway.
Well, first of all, original Saved by the Bell is fine. I don't know if it's actually good. This fucking thing is so cringe.
Tivis, they have a song in the trailer that says "Friends forever, friends forever," like a fucking Barney song. Where's Screech? Where the fuck is Screech if friends are forever?
Hey,
He's in
how
jail.
fucking do you not know the context for that song?
No.
Friends forever. Friends forever. There was an episode where they were all in a band, and that was their hit song.
Well, apparently that song didn't stick with them.
Well,
Where's
because
Screech?
Screech had to go
Where's
and make
Screech?
porn. Screech had to go make porn.
You better
So-
friends.
Fucking hell. Let's be fair. Most people don't even fuck people they like. I'm really sorry.
1979.
Where was I going?
1979 zombie, flesh-eating zombies.
Who gives
That
a
was the
fuck?
first one.
That
I
sounds like
believe
shit.
so. That's
Who
what it's
cares?
looking like.
Did you guys remember? Did you guys ever see that? What was it? Zombie Hearts or something? It was the love story. Zombie
The Romeo
one.
Juliet one,
Warm
Yeah.
Bodies.
Warm Bodies.
Yeah,
that was a
it.
good one. I like that. It was
Hannah
just
and I
Romeo and
watched it-
Juliet.
We watched it once, and then we never watched it again. It was one of those things like where we both watched it, realized we had a lot of fun watching it, and then
Yeah.
we go, was that good?
Don't analyze it. Don't overanalyze that film.
See, the
trust me.
problem was. The problem was, is we watched it and we go, shit, we really enjoyed that. And so
I
we
mean-
bought it, and then we bought it, and it showed up, and we go, was that actually good though? Before we, because you think about the movie again, you're like, because we have so many to choose from.
John.
No,
It's
this
got-
is what happens. This is the problem.
It's got John Malkovich. It's
You're
always
trying.
awesome.
You're trying to get. I don't know. Burn after reading.
I love that movie too. You get to see dude get shot.
I
and
I
killed.
walked out. I walked out of that film. It was one of 2 films I've ever.
Oh, I
walked out
didn't
of a
watch that
theater.
in theater, so
It's one of 2 films I've ever walked out of a theater on. Is
I'm
Burn
too
After
cheap to
Reading.
do that.
I'm just not. I'm not. I got fucking better shit to do. To be fair, I was an asshole and then just walked into another film that was playing. But whatever. The other one was the Good Shepherd, with like Angelina Jolie and a bunch of stuff. Once they threw the chick out of the plane, we just left and we went and watched Knocked Up. Me and my best friend happened to just walk in during the Cirque du Soleil shroom scene. So I was like, yes, a good film. A good, as you say. Sorry.
All right, so what are we doing? What
I don't know, man. I'm
I
lost.
left
think
you.
we're
Y'all
on
started
a-
talking
Where
about
are we?
CW
Where
shit,
are
and
we?
then
I'm
just
lost.
like,
I don't know. He brought up
don't we have a
iZombie.
whole other movie?
No,
to
you
watch
brought up
or talk
iZombie.
about?
Oh, I brought up iZombie. Yeah, I suck. Tivis,
iZombie's
no.
good. I like
no,
iZombie.
I was talking about Marvel Zombies.
Tivis, I need you. Well,
I
yeah,
want a
'cause you
Marvel
didn't
Zombies TV show, dude. Like, give me
Shut
a
up.
Marvel Zombies show.
You're
on,
probably gonna get one in that fucking bullshit thing, cartoon thing they're doing. What do they call it?
the what ifs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd probably
almost
be
said
for next
Elseworlds, but
Halloween
that's
then.
You're both bitches, and I hate you. How about that?
Love you too.
How do you like that? Okay. I gotta start throwing the vinegar out because I don't know. We're about to get to my movie, and you guys are about to be mean.
Mean spirited. All right, so we are on our last movie then. Are we? Is that
I
what's
mean,
going on here?
because I was gonna say The Thing, but the thing I want to talk about is actually Darkness Falls because I want to know.
Tivis
what
didn't
Tivis
watch it,
thinks.
so
Oh, you didn't watch it.
no.
Yeah, I said that earlier. I didn't get to it yet.
You hit me up the other day and said I want to talk about it last.
No. I meant The Thing.
Oh.
I'm sorry for raising your hopes.
You did kind of raise my hopes, but that's fine. That actually works better. Now we can talk about The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing, featuring Kurt Russell, which I did find out prior to watching this was a remake of an original black and white film.
Mhm.
I believe had a different title, right? Michael, you looked some of this stuff up.
The Thing? Yeah, I believe
Was it
so.
just called The Thing? There was a book called
Who goes there?
Yes. And which I
The
intend
Thing
to
from
get-
Another World is the
That's
1951 one.
And then
One
there's one
more.
in 72 called Horror Express.
which most people don't remember either of those. I do intend to get the audiobook. I'm very excited.
I gotta say, out of the three, this one was my favorite.
Hell yeah! Look at me go! Fuck yeah!
My wife had a holy shit moment when we watched this film because apparently she'd never seen this.
You guys talk about it. I've watched this film 3 times in the last 2 years. I love
This
this
is my first time rewatching it in 2 years, so
awesome. I enjoyed it. I fucking enjoyed the shit out of this.
God, probably been a decade for me.
Wilford Brimley ascended.
Dude, Keith David.
Keith
God,
David.
It's so nice
Sergeant
watching
Johnson.
this now that I'm paying attention to the people in it more.
Right.
So my dog watches TV with us.
That's
No.
so they probably enjoyed the helicopter opening.
Like intently watches TV with us. If there's a dog on the screen, you'll see her head peek up more, and then she'll just like keep going higher and higher until she decides to start barking at the fucking TV.
Is it like the that bulldog that yells at horror movies? Have you seen those videos?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those, but
I have not, but
She,
I will be googling.
she did that, and she started barking, went fucking crazy at the dog.
At the husky or
Yeah,
it's a
when-
husky, right?
when
Or
it's-
is it a German Shepherd? I can't even
a
remember, but I
husky.
love it. It's totally a husky, I believe.
It's a wolf.
Yeah. but like-
So that was happening, but then when you get to the reveal when the dog is in the cage with the other dogs and it starts doing its thing,
Yeah.
my dog didn't bark at all. And after like the other dogs got ripped apart or whatever, and that dog rips apart
Dog
into this
fucked
mess,
off.
she slowly just like went down and laid down and
Okay,
like
maybe I'm not gonna bark at the TV.
she like
anymore.
put her hand like seriously, I was watching her more than I was
Paw.
watching the movie. She put her paw up and like around her head somewhat. And I was just like, what is going on? And like I was like, did they use like real like dog noises like when they're getting hurt and shit? I'm like,
I imagine.
holy crap.
Why would you not?
Animal cruelty.
You gotta remember when shit like that happens, it's a lot more awe-inspiring because you're not figuring out how did you bullshit this. It's like, no, how did you do this?
But
like they got a helicopter to chase down an animal in the fucking Arctic.
Yeah.
Like that happened. They did it.
I was watching our dog more than the TV at that point for a second just to see her like
It's whatever.
go
It's
from
still,
like
it's just an
hyperactive
opening
to nope.
shot.
No, when it's transforming. But when
In
it's
the dog
transforming,
panel.
Nikki also was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what are we watching?" She's like,
Something
"What is
fucking
that?"
awesome?
I was like, "It's the thing," and we did the whole stupid thing. She's like, "Well, what is it?" I was like, "The thing." She's like,
You mean
"What-
it?"
What are we watching? And I was like, "We're watching the thing." And she just like it went
I
on
love that.
until the
It's
thing was
so-
like mutated.
It's like who's on first. It's
Yeah.
so retarded, but I love the conversation.
It was so stupid. Oh, it was so dumb. But that was probably my highlight of the movie. It was when you first see that reveal, and then there's another reveal when they're about to touch the guy who's on the stretcher, and hands go straight through.
So good. What a cool scene.
Nick was like,
what a,
"Holy shit!"
what a fucking cool scene.
She was like,
that
"Damn."
That and the blood scene is
Yeah.
like my favorite of the movies.
Yeah.
Or of the movie.
It's
I mean,
very
guys,
like
go nuts. I'll fill in stuff.
Hellgate's opening up.
I have
Very
so-
Spawn like.
There's so much shit I love about this film.
But
I
Tivis,
love
I'll let you
everything.
talk because you said this was
Yeah.
your favorite of the three, and you haven't talked that much. so.
Yeah. I love the concept that this film does. The alien hiding among people, like the popular video game right now, Among Us. The concept just appeals to me, and this film does it so perfectly. And even the prequel that came out in 2011. I mean, that one's a bit more gory than I like, but
Well, I like how you said that because
Was it a prequel or I thought it was a remake?
it's a prequel.
it is a prequel. It is all about the Norwegian team that they see in the beginning of this film.
And like the spaceship slammed underground and all
Yeah.
that shit. It's not very good. I love the idea of the alien living among us type thing. This was something I kept telling people. This is what I thought they were going to do with the Skrulls in the MCU.
Or even Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Sure. Still actually great film. Go watch that one too. My big issue with this is that I feel like some people don't give it the credit it deserves, given this really shows this weird mental state where the alien can take you over and people are starting to understand it. I love the fact that there's a certain aspect in the movie where everybody understands. We could all be one of them. And the worst part is the realization that somebody who's actually the thing might not even know it. I
Yeah.
love that. It gives this extra factor that you can't even catch them in a lie. You have to figure something out.
Are they a sleeper agent or?
It's why the blood scene is so fucking cool to me. I love it. You needed a way to create tension.
I was a bit sad when they killed Hyde, though.
I was sad when Wilford Brimley died, for the most part.
What was his name? Windows?
I can't. I honestly,
I just know he looked like the dude from that 70s show.
my favorite scene, which really kind of gives you the context for the entire film, is when Wilford Brimley's character is smashing all the equipment, taking an axe to everything and fucking shit up, and he's
do you?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you continue your thought. I'll ask after.
Okay, I'll finish. So he's breaking it, and from the outside, we all understand that there's something going on. We get it. We're kind of on his side, but he is being hyperbolic. But you hear what he's saying, right? they look just like us. We'll never know. Fuck, we can't let them get away. Blah. And to a normal person.
And he did drink a bunch before that.
But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter because from the outside, that's the point. We're supposed to look at him like he's a crazy person. Yeah. Everything he's spouting is serious nonsense. And it's just, what is wrong with him?
We, the viewer, were led on to why he's doing that, but the people there were not.
But not only that, we're just like, we kind of understand what he's doing. He's trying to knock out communications. He's trying to not give whatever's there a chance to escape. He's like, we can't let this get away. We have to let it here. He's like the hero of the story without knowing it. And I love the fact that he gets essentially put in like a little prison for the film. I think that's really genius because a lot of movies try to do shit like that where they actually make the character who has the most knowledge break mentally so quickly and spout nonsense, like literal nonsense. This was like, from the outside, it sounds like he's crazy. Yeah. People who look like us, we would never know. It's like, but no, he's literally telling us what's happening and he's correct. Well, in a lot of new films, they just start spouting nonsense. Like they literally just start going, it's cold, thing.
And I really enjoyed what are you saying? I loved how the rest of the team slowly came around to his way of thinking and, oh, fuck.
To even a point where, like, the best part is when Kurt Russell goes and has a talk with them in the shed. It's like, okay, we are starting to understand that you weren't all fucked up. You were right. But now we've left you out here and we accidentally fucked ourselves. Like, it's one of those things like, now we still can't trust you because I can't even trust myself now. Which Kurt Russell really puts that out a couple of times, which I really, really like. And also casting's phenomenal. These look like real people who'd be out there doing this shit. I love that. They're not all pretty boys. It's not all Twilight actors.
Do you think the medical guy, do you think he was well, I don't think he was the medical, whatever he was. Because I think the medical guy is the one who got his arm.
The guy who did the CPR and lost his arms? That's the medical.
Yeah. No, not him. The one that was taking the axe to all the equipment that they locked away. Do you think he was infected before that or while he was in lockup? Because I think it was while he was in lockup.
I think it was while it was in lockup as well. I think, again, I like the idea that the film understood that we need to have the most pristine person right now. We know for a fact he knows what's going on and he doesn't want to fall victim, but he knows it's inevitable. And he's doing this essentially out of desperation. And I love that. I love all of it. And then you start to realize
now, since
all the other characters show up. Yeah.
Since we're both the video game people, did you play the sequel game?
No. I don't play as many games as I would like. I tend to just go back to the same ones. Especially now I've been trying to do videos, so I don't get the variety that I would like, but I might pull that up for a stream because I'm looking for a scary game, and Layers of Fear has made me shit my pants enough. So
yeah, that's what I mean, is
it scary or is it just fun?
I don't know. I mean, it's a PS2 GameCube game, so but it was out before I really got into the film, so it kind of passed me by. But I am thinking about, because it is available for Windows, thinking about going back and seeing if I can play it.
I'll definitely check it out. I heard after Dark Fate or something, there was a Terminator video game that came out beforehand or something that was like way better. So I might check that out too.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Fucking, it's hard not to be better than Genesis and Dark Fate. Man, I really like this film. Pretty much I'm at a point where it's just like, you guys tell me what you liked or didn't like, and I'll just tell you.
Dude, the morph, the where it's going through all the different things that it's accumulated as it traveled throughout the universe, according to
when it's like this like creepy puppet thing.
Yeah, in the dog kennel, it's popping out all kinds of different things. Like some claws come out, pull it up through the ceiling.
To be fair, I do give a bit of a giggle because of it's obviously practical. It was built, So, you see like the dog face and a couple other faces. It's kind of laughable.
The weird murder flower.
Yeah. But the fact that they like did it and it's there, it's like you get kind of odd while laughing at it. Like it just feels like it works. I don't know. It just works for some reason.
Oh, it looks so much better than the CG they used in the prequel.
I'd agree. Yeah. I like, it's like the thing I always talk about. It's like when you go back and look at like Terminator 1 and Arnie rips the eye out of his head. That puppet looks like trash, but it gets its point across and it feels more visceral because you're seeing things tear and move. And it's like, I get what you're going for and my brain can replace it and make it real. Versus like, if you give me something Uncanny Valley, I can't go backwards. You know what I mean? It's like you got really close to a human and now I'm just unsettled to a point where it's like, I don't know. I know that's not real. Versus the puppet where I'm like, well, at least the puppet's actually there. If that makes sense.
I just can't believe that this film didn't do well in theaters. Like,
yeah, that does
being
kind of blow my mind.
Described as instant junk.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore considering how beloved it is now in the
it's
realm
competition with E.T.
Yeah. But damn, E.T.'s good shit though. I mean,
it is, but
it's also
E.T. is
the
kinda
polar
like
opposite.
All ages.
But but like something being the polar opposite, you'd think you'd have at least a fan base, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
It's like, well, the horror people are going to go watch the horror stuff. Maybe people weren't into that back in the 80s. Like they wanted more. But see, that doesn't make sense when you have the movies we've already talked about that are
that's
in
why
that
it was
era.
Slasher.
It's where it got its
And
damn
it's only
near
an
got
hour
its,
and 9 minutes.
I mean, that's the other thing I like about the film. It like doesn't overstay its welcome, and it does. It says what it needs to say, and it fucks off to a point where you're like, that was just good. I would turn it on again. Like honestly, it's short enough to where I'm like, I enjoyed the fuck out of that. I watch it again. I would turn it right back on. I really would.
This made me really want to just watch the prequel again, even though it's not as good.
Well, even just to like compare it, I always like comparing to the new stuff. I gotta argue. There's. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I do think, even though there is like a quality difference, the transition between the prequel to this, they did a pretty seamless job.
Yeah. I'll have to rewatch it. I just remember not quite liking it. And of course it's because I came straight off the original. So you're kind of sitting there going,
well,
like,
and this is just so well done.
It feels timeless. It really does. Like the concept is cool. They leave the open relatively ambiguous, and the actor, there's not a bad actor. There's not a bad actor in this film. And locations. How did you give us so many set pieces when you're just stuck in a compound? It reminds me of Alien. Like, you did so much with so little, and I fucking loved it. I loved it. Again, the mental aspects, the idea that you don't know you're the bad guy, it gives that extra element of tension in a room. So when, even after the blood scene, you can't keep doing that. Because now the creature will understand that you can't do that. Like, we can't do this or it's over. So then when you get into like those basement scenes towards the end, when you're starting to flamethrow and do all kinds of stuff, it's just like, fuck, we're right back to square one. We got like 3 or 4 guys. What's going to happen? Who's real? Who's not?
Yeah.
And then you end on Keith and Kurt just sitting next to each other, pretty much not trusting each other and just hoping that they won. It's so interesting. It just blows my mind. It's so
sweet,
good.
soothing tones of Keith David.
Okay, people, I'm back. I promise. These guys aren't
But
going to bore
shout
you.
out to Bill Lancaster.
The whole fucking cast. It's so good.
Shout out
back.
to Bill
Are y'all
Lancaster,
still on the thing?
writer.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
We're on the thing. Yeah.
He has 4 screenplay credits.
Now
Who?
we've pretty
Okay.
much just rubbing off and jerking off this movie because I think it's phenomenal and beautiful and wonderful and
Awesome.
great and spectacular.
It's always good to hear something new that I haven't heard yet when I'm, editing or re-listening because I'm a narcissist who has to re-listen to his podcast all the time.
Yep. What about you? What'd you think? Because I apparently have the weakest bladder of the crew. I need to have a pay.
Who are we talking to, Tivis?
No, me.
No, you.
Oh, me? I
Yeah,
mean,
you.
I already said what I thought. Well, actually, I said events
No,
that
you
happened
didn't.
while I was watching.
So I would say, what do you think about the film? And Tivis knows everything that I liked in detail. So I will be right back.
So what did I think about
I
the
hope
film?
he comes back with
What's that?
even more of a Silent Bob costume. Every time he comes back, he's wearing something new.
Right. So I don't know. I enjoyed the film. I've always enjoyed the film whenever I watch it. So I never did watch the remake or prequel or whatever
It
that
is a
was that came
prequel.
out in 2011.
Mhm.
I think it was 2011. So
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I love the practical effects stuff that they do in any movie. I'm a big, I love B movies, so seeing cheap stuff, it wasn't cheap then, but today's standards it would be considered quote unquote cheap. I love it. I like seeing something that was actually made and a lot of work was put into the effects. And when I see a movie like The Thing, it's like that's what I'm watching it for, is the effects, not necessarily the story. I mean, the story is great still in this one too, but if I'm going into it, I'm going in for the effects, for sure. Especially when the chest opens up on the guy on the table. They not only use practical effects, but also a little bit of quote unquote CG, whatever it would have been for them back then. Yeah. I forgot about that scene too, by the way. And so when it happened, I was like, "Oh shit, that looks awesome!"
Yeah. It's like I was telling him, I can't believe this was a bomb, and like one of the reviewers described it as instant junk.
Yeah, really.
What?
Where at was this review?
Oh. It was in Sin Fantastic, the magazine.
Oh, okay, I can see. I do. Fucking Obi-Wan over here. We're just wardrobe changing today, aren't we? Is that what all of it? Well, besides Tivis is,
Yeah.
It was
It's
my
Halloween,
idea
my
to
dude.
have. It was my idea to have
I'm
a
like,
different
now I gotta
shirt
figure out how
for
to do the
each,
Jedi robe
movie
hood.
as we talked, but I could not find one. My zombie shirt just looked way too. It made me look way too fat, so I didn't want to wear that. So I just decided to
man.
wear this. We can't hear you, John.
know. Oh yeah, I should probably unmute. I was trying to figure out how to make the hood work with the headphones.
I mean, I could put my scariest shirt of all on. Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, it's upside down. No, now it's sideways.
It's
The fuck?
Tivis, why are you so bad at this?
I don't know.
We never even saw it. I just saw the WWE logo.
For everyone that was wondering, Tivis was
It's
holding
the Raw
up a
shirt.
WWE Raw shirt. So
All right,
yeah.
like raw
Um,
dogging.
On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has 85%. So I mean, the reviews must have, changed their fucking minds.
Yeah, boy.
And 92% audience score. That's actually pretty good.
Well,
So,
I mean, that's usually
hell of
how
a
shit
lot
like that
better
goes.
than last year's pick from John.
Were we gonna get? We're oh yeah, Tivis hasn't seen it. What a piece of shit.
Sorry.
The movie? Yeah, I know, right?
No, fuck you. I will always say, I'm bringing it up. No, we are going to talk about it next week, at least to open it up, since we'll be coming off of it. Can I say, Tivis, I will let you know, I consider this the Batman and Robin of horror films. It's something that I really, 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 really like, and understand it's not particularly great. It's a really cool concept with some really subpar acting, some kind of shit editing, and a finale that kind of goes, huh? But the concept is so solid, it scared the shit out of me forever. Or at least I probably still do, but when I was a kid, I had a very innate fear of the dark. And I literally just explained the premise in a very detailed way to my friend who lived in this, like, he was rich. So he lived in this mansion outside of town on their, like, acreage. It's all woods and stuff, and it's creepy. We're down in their, like, home theater. It's completely dark. We're by ourselves. We talked about it. And then this huge bang happened above us because I think one of their fat-ass dogs slammed into something. And we both screamed like little girls, slid out of our fucking seats, and freaked out and took flashlights around. And I'm not kidding you. We acted like little bitches for like 10 minutes with flashlights. Once you see the film, that anecdote will be funny.
So with that said, I love this review of that film. It's only slightly more enjoyable than having army ants gnaw at your privates.
Which I feel is hyperbolic and lame.
But it's
that movie
funny.
is not that bad. It
isn't, I guess. It has a
really
9%.
Not that bad.
It has a 9% on the tomato meter, which, I mean, I don't give a shit about Rotten Tomatoes, people. Remember?
Yeah.
But it does have a 34% audience score, which isn't horrible for that movie.
Which usually says it's better than what critics say.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
all right.
I trust audience over.
If we're
critics.
talking Rotten Tomatoes, do you want to guess which of the three this year has the highest critic score?
Oh,
Which
God.
of the three of our films?
Yes.
Ooh, no, I don't know.
I'm gonna.
I
say,
have it up. I could tell you.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
tell me.
say it's
I would say
The
the
Thing.
thing.
Critics like Return of the Living Dead more.
Hey, Michael! Congratulations. That says a lot.
The Thing has the audience score.
Yeah! I'm going with the audience, baby.
And
What
mine is
is-
just middle of the road.
What is
And
yours?
yours is like, who fucking cares?
60% for both. Well,
Oh, you got
in
a
the
D,
60s.
son.
I mean, they're all actually pretty decent, like, scored for everything. But
Yeah.
again, who the fuck cares about Rotten Tomatoes?
Right, I agree. Make your own opinions and find people you agree with and question them, though. Because we're not right all the time.
Except me.
As for proving it with Darkness Falls. To be fair, though, again, I have to keep saying I am very self-aware when it comes to Darkness Falls.
We all
I
have a
to
film
keep
that we
saying
love that is not well liked by
Oh,
us.
I got a
Oh, yeah.
bunch. I got a bunch. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Batman and Robin is always my go-to. And Darkness Falls. They're some of the ones that, I'm not kidding you, Darkness Falls gave me nightmares for like a year. I'm
God
no,
damn it,
no
why are
fucking
you doing
bullshit.
this to me?
No fucking bullshit. Watch it. Watch it, Tivis. Oh, you know what we
It's
could
not scary,
do
Tivis. Don't
Michael.
Don't worry about that much
Michael.
shit. Don't do that.
to help the channel. To help the channel. Here we go. Little BTS work here. Tivis, would you just want to do a review, just you and me, of Darkness Falls?
If you want, yeah.
I would just rewatch it. I'll rewatch it this week. And you and I, when you're free, if you got like 2 hours, we just fucking talk about Darkness Falls.
You guys hear that?
I kind of want to do it.
Do you hear that? That's
Hear
the
what?
ratings dropping even more.
No, I don't hear the
How dare
crickets.
you? How dare you?
Oh, I
Hey,
thought you were
we're
playing
not
the
gonna do-
crickets.
We don't got to do it. We don't got to do it here. I mean, I'm just saying, me and him can do it and it'll be a lot of fun. That way, we pop on to the main cast and Michael says his piece and in and out.
What's up? What am I doing? I'm leaving my own cast. What?
No, he's saying next week we don't have to spend too much time on it.
Yeah, that way me
Well,
and
next
Tivis
week we
can
do
go
have a
and-
guest, guys.
Ooh, who do we have?
We
You
have.
showed me the link.
right,
I need
yeah.
to check that out.
Yes.
Okay,
well,
so
I don't
this
want to
is-
say just in case something happens and we can't do it.
Well, no, how
So-
about this? How about this? How about this? Let's do it anyway. If something happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Also, because I also want to bring up the one 2 weeks from now, considering the videos
Wait.
that she does.
Before we start doing all this, are we done with the thing? Is the
I feel
thing
like
the
we're
thing?
done.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
Unless you wanted to talk more about it.
recommend
suck-
watching it.
I sucked its dick.
I talked somewhat about it. I love the special effects again. The story's good. I wish that we got more special effects like this instilled these days. Like
I agree.
everything's is not existent.
It's boring. It's
And
all
I
lazy.
I
It's all lazy
personally
and shit.
like hold a stake in it because I like to create these things. Like
Oh, some of the stuff I've seen you do in your little short films with the
the kiddos.
like, well, no, just
Oh, yeah.
You did a prosthetic thing where somebody stomped on somebody's neck
Throat,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I hope you
And
show
that
that
was-
to people.
That was super easy to do, by the way, people.
Well, I'm just saying, you're like,
I'm just saying. It was,
I've
and
always
it was
told
something
people-
cheap because they wanted to do what they were going to do in that scene because it
Yeah.
was a fight scene and they wanted this throat crunching shot. And what they were going to do was put the guy there and put the foot as close as they could and then reverse the action and then redo it. I was like, why? And they're like, well, we don't want to hurt anyone. I was like, you don't have to hurt anybody. And then they were like, well, we want to do the squish too, and we're going to put a piece of fruit in there.
what
was
the
like-
fuck?
What?
I'm sorry, Michael.
Uh-oh.
The world is ending around me.
Okay, good.
I don't
There's
hear
some
anything.
weird sounds outside my house.
But they wanted to put a piece of fruit in there, like a squash or something. That was like
watermelon.
something the same skin tone as the person. And they were going to just squish it. I was like, you do know if you step on someone's throat, it doesn't just... like, it doesn't just...
Depends on
shit
how
doesn't
much
come
force.
out. It's like, are we going for a Friday the 13th vibe where we're just like everywhere, or are we going for an action Mad Max scene, which
Somehow I
is what it
stomp
was?
on your foot on the floor.
It's
but
like
the
we're not
blood gets
tear-
on the windows.
You're
8
not doing a
feet above us, right?
Tarantino thing, you know, like
Can I-
chill out.
Can I say, I'm gonna suck your dick a little bit virtually here. So if anybody wants to watch,
I'll pay a plane
happy.
ticket if you want to come do it for real.
yeah, boy. Gherkin, you are like producer extraordinaire. This guy used to get things okayed that shouldn't have been okayed. As well as I saw some of your other projects where you created these things from obviously like duct tape and
Garbage.
nuts and bolts. Yeah, and it's really impressive, and I feel like that was always the fun part of
Yeah.
filmmaking, and people forgot about it.
Well, we did the chair together,
Oh, it's one of my
and you helped me tear
favorite
that
things.
apart and shit. And
Can I tell you, it's one of the favorite. It's. I think that's where we actually became.
I'll
I'm
try
gonna
and
say
put
it.
a picture
I'm gonna
up.
say it. No, you shut your mouth.
Hold on, no,
I'm
no.
about to
I'm
have
gonna
a
put a
minute.
picture up of this chair because we've talked about it several times on the podcast. So
Yes.
I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen
actually have
in
a
the
picture?
video. Yeah, I got tons. I got video of it still.
Well, what I'm gonna say, this is one of the times I'm gonna be gay as fuck.
Okay.
You and I
Man
had
love.
a lot of really
we made love.
random-
Yes, we made love a few times.
I mean, not yet. Spiritually, yes. We kept running into each other by accident, and then when we worked on the chair, you and I realized it worked, and
And then we had sex on the chair.
well, only once, and we wiped it off. It's fine, guys.
They fucking
got
threw the
it.
chair away.
I still can't believe they did that.
I would have
because
that
it was
today
functioning.
if they would have let
it
me
was
have
it was fully functioning.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck? But
So
also,
Foley, well, for people who don't know, fully functioning for this chair, it was an old
Michael, I'm
uh,
trying to give you
barber.
something.
No,
you've
dentist chair. It was
wanted.
an old dentist
I've
chair.
been trying to give you something on air that you've wanted forever, and you keep interrupting me,
Uh-oh.
and I don't appreciate it. this was the moment we realized, shit, are we going to be friends? Because we talked about that fucking chair. It was we spent hours, dude.
It was
every
like that
day after class.
That
even.
scene. We're like, did we just become best friends? Yup.
It's totally what it felt like. Because then somebody told us to like do something with the chair, and we're like, no, fuck you. We ripped the headrest off. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And they go, really? It's like, yes,
They're
really.
like, don't we want the headrest? And I was like, no, you want
No.
this steel plate that I had, that a dome, the back of
It
your
had,
head
like,
would
a
fit
hole in
into it. And then you have the hole in there, kind of like Matrix style, where you could shove something up in there. Yeah, I love it. The
Makes
short
me sad.
itself wasn't that great, but the chair was fucking awesome.
My trailer is dope. Have you seen my trailer? that I
Yeah,
made
I've
for
seen
it?
that.
It's
Yeah.
fucking dope. The trailer is
But-
way better than anything that was ever made.
No, I've been
from
wanting
that.
to do. I have a fucking attic full of shit to do stuff with. So
We totally self-plugged. Sorry, everyone. We jerked each other off a little bit.
I've enjoyed it.
What? Hey, Michael, could you do a thing for me quick?
I liked it. My soundboard isn't working.
I was gonna say that sounds like you.
Yeah,
My
I
eyes
did the same
closed.
thing. I was like, "What the fuck are you, man?" We were about to have the joke, and you fucked it all up. All right, fair enough. Every time I try to set up the joke, I get fucked.
Shh, hold up.
I liked it.
There it is. Yeah, boy.
Tivis liked it. Why didn't you like it? Hey, Mikey likes it. He really likes it.
Okay, so we were going to talk about next week's, because we got to do this, because I want to talk about the one that we're going to get, I think, like, what, 2 or 3 weeks from now? I know it's really far off,
Yeah,
but I
so
need people
next
to
week,
do some research.
Thanksgiving.
Next week we have a guest. Her name is Anna. I'll find out when we actually physically hear each other's voices.
Is this the one I don't know?
This is the one you don't know. Anna Diaz. She is a professional wrestler.
That's hot.
And I'll let her explain who she is when she
Yes,
comes on.
yes.
But she is doing some stuff that's really cool, and we just wanted her to come on and talk about it before said things don't actually happen. So, yeah.
Well, we're gonna bank on the fact that we got what we.
Yeah. And if she doesn't come on, I will talk about the event too, just to promote
Either
it
way.
either way.
Just curious. So affiliation, what she do? Just a couple of things. Just
We mean
so people can go look her up. So like, she's a WWE.
no, she does.
Not
She
quite.
works with Gangrel. If everyone remembers Gangrel,
I do.
she goes to his. She works in his company, his school, like his indie school thing. So yeah, and
Oh,
that's
so protege trying to move up the ranks. Essentially.
yes, yep,
Awesome.
yep.
Very
So,
cool.
It's really cool. I can't wait to talk with her.
Can
I've
you
been
put
talking with her online. So
Can you put a video of hers, maybe like of her training, or maybe like a promo video or something in the description so I can check it out?
yeah,
That'd
yeah,
be dope.
definitely.
I would love to.
So if you guys love wrestling, next week will probably be the week for Tivis
Hell
to
yeah.
just like get everything out.
And I get to sit back and go. I still liked. I thought Stone Cold was cool.
Maybe we
He
should
still
each get.
is cool.
We should
He
each
really
put
is.
together our own promos. Like,
like an actual like, hey, boom, choo, boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna slam.
listen here, brother.
I'm gonna enjoy everything.
I could, by the way. My name is Tivis. If you don't like things,
Oh no.
you're a bad person. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, I liked it. I'm sorry, dude. I love you.
You see, I'm gonna come down to the ring, brother, and I'm gonna take this Aquaman movie and I'm gonna shove it down your throat until you love it.
My move is called the enlightening, because I want all of you to understand, once you've been hit with the enlightenment, you will learn to love the things that you should love.
Power Rangers aren't that great, but I dig a man in spandex.
How dare you?
I
My
like
face hurts now.
How dare you? That's gross. The one I'm really excited for. This is gonna age poorly potentially. I've worked very hard, and Michael.
Have you? Really? At what?
How dare you? In general. And Michael has
Procured.
procured. Yes, thank you for taking the word from me. Because I thought I was going to pronounce it wrong. Aiden Paladin, Aydin, Paladin, like, just look it up, D&D. Super nerd. She used to be a professor at some point. I haven't done enough research. I don't really want to go to in detail where and when. But she was
Like
a
I
professor.
said, let them talk about themselves. That's what we're bringing them
yes.
on for. So,
But I think it's important to understand that these particular podcasts will be very, very different than our normal ones.
not very different, but they will be
Pretty close.
different. Like any other podcasts with guests.
I think our next two shows are going to be really fucking cool, and I think everybody should tune in.
Definitely.
'Cause whenever guests come on, they really put us in our place. I gotta say, I think they're always impressive.
I like having people with different views. Like we've literally had pastors to porn stars. So
yeah,
I mean, everything.
but they're all white,
and
Michael.
everybody-
We're all liars.
Nuh-uh.
We don't care
That's not
about
true.
perspective.
That's not true. Not all of our guests.
We actually
don't put
are
that.
waiting-
Don't put that stigma on us.
Don't put that on me.
No.
No, it was all.
We are trying to actually get Melissa back.
I want to
Writer.
I want to get her back. Oh, my
Definitely
God.
want to get Melissa back.
That was the podcast we talked about the aerial change. That
Yes.
was. I remember that. That was a really interesting.
And that movie still hasn't been made.
Fucking hell. But the fucking live stage show came out on NBC with Shaggy. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Moving along, it is Halloween, guys, and we talked about.
I thought we
stupid
were going to
stuff.
only do an hour and a half podcast, Michael. What happened?
I didn't say that for today.
Today, he says.
So
Special
we did
holiday
all three of
episode.
our movies, guys. We did all three of our films.
I had so much fun.
It was great. I enjoyed rewatching all of them,
I really did. I enjoyed every film.
regardless of what it is. I really enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna finish out watching the rest of the Friday the 13th films now.
I'd do so as well. And
So-
Return of the
That
Living Dead
ending-
stuff. I actually want to see some of those.
Yeah.
That ending really left me wanting more. I want to go to part
Awesome.
2.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just remember the second one, potato sack head.
Now,
So-
everyone tell me the scene where it's from when he says, "You're killing me. I need it."
You're
when you guys watch
killing me.
it, let me know.
I'm pretty sure my most vivid memory about Friday the 13th, where the guy hides behind the door to escape, is from 2.
Okay. Yeah.
No, this was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed having homework.
If you
for
guys,
once in my
I
life.
understand this podcast is coming out for Halloween and there's only going to be like a day before the month is over, but if you want to, keep it going through November, because fuck, Christmas ain't for another 2 months anyway, so fuck Christmas. Don't worry about Christmas until Thanksgiving.
Whoa, fuck Christmas. Calm down.
Don't worry about
We
Thank-
have this fight in my house all the time. My wife, favorite holiday, Christmas. Me, Halloween. I don't consider Christmas starting until after Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Exactly.
I'm gonna do it because you just said it. I'm gonna do it. EFAP does this. So here's the question: superior holiday, Halloween or Christmas?
Obviously, I'm going to go Halloween.
Okay. Do you have a reason? Do you want to defend yourself?
I think I've never been one to care for costumes and dressing up.
You
But-
said Halloween.
Yeah. You dress
Okay.
up for Halloween. But like when you decorate your houses and stuff, seeing all that stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and I think that's really awesome. I love haunted houses. I love going seeing the themes that they create.
Yeah. All you have to do is go into a room full of a bunch of people without a mask on today.
Yeah. What about you,
Haunted
Michael?
House. I mean, it's a tie between those two. I gotta go both because
I'm fine with you saying both, but
Look,
definitively. You have to
because
make it definitive.
I think I look at it as like
You could do objective, subjective.
no.
here.
Look at it
It's a
as
good
like I'm being Tim Taylor from
Okay.
Home
Santa.
Improvement. From Home Improvement. No, that's Tim Allen. Tim
I know,
Taylor
I
is the
know.
character from Home Improvement. He really dives into his Halloween, and then he really dives into his Christmas shit. That's me. I'm not gonna pick.
It's a bullshit answer. No, you have to pick.
No, I don't have
Hands
to pick.
down, you got to pick. We're not leaving until you pick.
Hands up.
No,
Guess
we're
we
not
ain't
doing it.
leaving.
No, like seriously, like you have, because like for me, I want to say Halloween. I love the idea of getting to dress up, go to parties. It's really, it feels like ageless. Like everybody can dress up, everybody can go out. You can still decorate. You get candy. It's
Yeah.
all fun.
Yeah.
But man, as much as I want to say Halloween, I think I'm Christmas because the aesthetics are more pleasing to me.
I get
I enjoy a lot of the music. I like a lot
Yeah.
of the movies. I like decorating. Fuck me. It's all the same. Like I like everything. The only difference is I really enjoy snow. Like I think snow is pretty. I'm at a point in my life where I don't have to shovel everything all the time. So I'm good.
Lucky.
Right now I love Christmas because it puts people into perspective. It really makes people think a little bit more about themselves and internally when it comes to, you know, peace on earth, goodwill towards men, that kind of stuff. I like it. You still get gifts, you still get candy, you get all the same benefits. And they're like, well, dressing up in costume. I'm like, I can go to a cosplay thing. I can just do it. I can dress up as Santa if I want on Christmas. I like the songs better. There's more of the songs. I mean, what am I going to do? Monster Mash or like 3 decades worth of classic songs? The movies are better as well. Well, okay, no, I'm going to take that one back. I think both holidays have an abundance of films that you can watch.
Yeah.
Man, and I love Santa. I love the idea of Santa. I do. I think I like watching kids get toys and be happy, while at the same time I can at least get 1 or 2 things that make me happy.
Watch the
And,
Santa Claus movie
and-
with Goldberg.
And usually, you should be either at least getting Christmas Day off, but you can potentially get Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off as a holiday. You're not getting fucking Halloween off as an adult. That shouldn't be happening. So
I do. I
think-
literally took Halloween off.
see, that's different. You weren't given it; you had to take it off.
I was like, I'm not gonna work today.
I think I enjoy personally Halloween more because I like dressing up and having a good time, and watching movies I wouldn't normally watch, regardless.
Right.
But
See, that's the thing. I watched all of them year round. I guess it's the Christmas shit that I won't watch unless it's Christmas.
And I guess it's the other way around. With Christmas, I'm like, I love the aesthetic and
Yeah.
everything that people do in this like weird like goodwill. Everybody tries and attempts more to not be a piece of
All
shit.
right, would you say they're
And I like
hunting for that goodwill?
Sure, maybe. And regardless,
Tivis
if you're yeah, I don't know. I think I'm on Team Christmas. I gotta go Team Christmas. I apologize. I hate to be the contrarian.
Then
as
I have to
usual.
be the tiebreaker. Is that what it is?
Well, I already know you like fucking Halloween.
Just go the middle.
And Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
I like both.
Para.
Oof, I don't like Thanksgiving.
Night before Christmas.
That's Halloween and Christmas.
That's
More
why I
Halloween.
say it's a Thanksgiving.
I
transition
feel
movie.
that Halloween should be like the Halloween time should extend into
entire
November for at least the first week in November.
Fun. I think you should get Halloween off. That's what I think.
I normally take it off anyway.
Or either that or the day after.
Yeah,
I think you should get Halloween afterwards off.
Halloween.
All Hallows Eve.
I think that's cool. I don't know. I had to ask the question. EFAP did it. Tivis, you kind of alluded to it. I thought it'd be fun. And
Just
it'll be-
because, but
hopefully it'll be something
I want
we see in the
people.
comments.
I want people
I'm
to
curious.
know though, just because you like scary movies or horror movies, the horror genre, you don't necessarily mean that you have to like Halloween.
No, absolutely not.
I
That's
enjoy
what I'm saying.
rom-coms, but I'm not a fan of Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I love me a good rom-com.
They put fucking Deadpool out on
Valentine's Day, yeah.
Valentine's
It was
Day.
a
Come on.
Valentine's Day movie.
It's a,
The first
it
one was
a-
totally a Valentine's Day movie.
Well, you mean a romantic?
It was totally a
It
Valentine's
was a
movie.
rom-com.
It's totally a Valentine's movie. Fuck off.
Sure, whatever you,
You
say.
don't know.
Whatever you say.
Let me get Carl Urban's Cupid ass over here and shoot you with an arrow.
Because I would argue again. I'm going back. Carving a pumpkin is just as tedious as decorating a Christmas tree, and I'm sorry, the Christmas tree gives me more joy. Because I
You
get
know-
I get ornaments from people, and I'm more happy to put those up and reminisce, and watch certain things while I do so.
Okay.
The pumpkin thing started as onions.
You're an onion. How you like that,
Sometimes.
Shrek? Take that, Shrek.
And pumpkin
fuck.
pie is made out of squash. It's a lie, but it still tastes good.
No, it's all lies. Fucking fake news. You fucking pagans. You lied to me. You lied to me. Sorry, guys, we should really
you done?
leave.
You done?
I thought-
You done? You done? You done? I'm gonna promote something real quick. Go watch Shudder. Get the Shudder app, people. We're not getting
We
paid for this,
literally-
by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
We literally have been watching Halloween
But
movies on it.
just get
And I'm
Shudder.
literally saying Halloween like Michael
Yeah.
Myers shit.
Get Shudder. SHUDDER.
Is it paid for now?
You can.
Can't
What do you
remember.
mean?
Is there a free to play option like a
I-
Hulu?
There's like a free trial.
Okay.
I don't
Because
believe
they
there's a
used to
free
be just damn near free, I believe.
You can get, if you have Prime, you can just add it on to there, and it's like $4 a month or $5 a month, something like that.
That's a slippery slope.
But
though,
if you
because-
get it through Prime, you don't get the live content because they do live shows and stuff like that on there.
live shows. What the
Yeah. Yep. So there's live TV on the Shudder app if you go to shudder.com and sign up for your account.
You and I are still in talks. We need to do some live movie reviews.
I thought you were going to be like, we need to create our own streaming service, like, which I
No.
totally want to.
I don't want to do a streaming service,
do.
but I'd like to do some commentary.
Dude, are you
stuff.
kidding? This is the perfect time. Everyone's doing a streaming service. Let's just.
What am I gonna do? You're just gonna watch me just sit here in my robe?
Who
for
said we're
10
going to do
minutes?
your content? We
Oh,
buy
then
other
fuck me.
people's
Oh,
content.
okay. Fair enough.
God.
Oh,
Tivis is on the phone.
He's on the phone with his baby mama.
The 900 number. Is that still a thing?
It's the chick the wife doesn't know about. Side chick. Tivis with that side chick.
Well, what's Jake from Allstate wearing?
Khakis.
I feel like
That's
it
a
would be
great
plaid.
commercial, by the way.
What did you say?
I feel like that'd be plaid at that place.
All right,
right,
so
you gotta
happy
have a quote for
Halloween,
me.
everybody. Halloween. Go watch a bunch of shit. Take your kids
Eat a
candy.
bunch of candy.
If your kids even can get candy.
If you can't go fucking trick or treating, this was my idea. Deal with it, people.
Uh-uh.
So you have to drop this on Friday because it'll give them a day to do it. My idea was
Everyone dress up like Mortal Kombat
No.
characters.
candy egg hunt. Minus the eggs. It's a candy
Yeah.
hunt. If they can't go trick or treating, buy a fucking couple bags of candy, drop like $20-$30, and just drop candy in the backyard, and they just have to go find it.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. It's like an Easter egg hunt, and tell them. You could even do it down the block.
There's a lot
even.
of weird.
Just walk
like,
around.
There's a lot of drive-through.
Which I'm fine with.
Halloween
that shit
stuff.
Is cute.
No, there's some
Fine.
pretty cool things I've seen with tubes. They're like putting the
That's
candy
cute.
in the tube.
I
it's
love
kind of
that.
cool.
I think that's cute too. I
I feel
think
like that
that's
should be a
super
thing
cute.
all the time.
I'm still in favor of, the potato or t-shirt guns.
Yeah.
That'd be fun too. Just shoot them in the face.
You get on your roof and just.
No, I think the tube. thing
Who
is
wants a free shirt?
If there's an option to take your kids trick or treating, take them trick or treating. I don't want to see us losing traditions and stuff because of fucking.
There's something.
fear-mongering.
There's always going to be something for people to do. I know
It's
there's
just
tons of different
fear-mongering. I don't
events.
like it.
Again, I'm in Florida, so they don't really do anything different right now. But I'm only going to go accordingly to what my wife tells me to do.
Yeah, well, good plan.
So, with that said, happy Halloween, everybody.
Yes.
Tivis, do you have a send-off this week for yourself?
Rest in peace, Quibby.
Oh man.
Okay.
For people who don't even know what that app is, you're gonna be like, "Oh no, did he lose a friend named Quibby?" What country is he from?
All right. My quote is from Morticia from the Addams Family.
Yes. Total babe.
Last night you were unhinged. You were like some desperate, howling demon. You frightened me. Do it again.
Oh yes. Yes.
I don't like that.
Yeah, you do. Later, nerds.
I'm so sorry. Happy Halloween.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble, and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Don't forget to find Myke on all social platforms, including YouTube, by searching Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. You can find John on Instagram and YouTube via Bald Man Bad. Thanks and have a great day.